Whoa, okay, that is not what I wanted. Hold on. That is not what I wanted to do. This is totally professional streaming. Hello. It's my camera not working yet. Hi, hello, hi. that is not how I wanted to start these things. But thank you. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having a good day. Thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna reduce my volume for the music here a little bit. Totally professional. I love it. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a good day. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for coming by for 8,000 subscribers celebration. That is insane. Just to think about it. I'm being a little fancy here. I'm not gonna wear this for all the time because it's gonna be super hot and I'm gonna be super sweaty. Don't want that to happen. But yes, I really want to thank you all for coming today, and thank you for 11 of you are here. So if you haven't already, hit that like button. I really appreciate that. It would really help out me know that you like live streams of mine where I talk and all that stuff. So yes, I want to say hello to Faith, Fati. I'm so sorry I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Finding Maria, Jessica, hi, and Dar 9.y. I don't know how to say your name, but I'm going to say you Dar. Is that right? 9 right? I'm sorry. Let me know what I should pronounce your name as. But yes, thank you everybody for joining. And yes, this is a 8,000 subscriber celebration stream. I don't do these things, but I thought it would be fun to do it because 8,000 subscribers, that is an insane milestone. It's a milestone that I never thought I could achieve. It's a milestone that I thought it's just not possible. It's a milestone that I've been thinking about for such a long time. And my content before was very weird, but now my content now is something that I really enjoy and really want to put out every single week. And it's been really exciting to go on this journey since 2022, since the beginning of this podcast till now, how far it has come. And I remember when I started the podcast, I didn't even have 1,000 subscribers. I think when I started the podcast, it was around 700, I think. I don't know. I don't really remember, but I think it was 700 somewhere. And it went from 2022 in 2 years. It went from not even 1,000 to 8,000. That is insane. I could have never imagined that was possible. And more importantly, people who like watching the the videos, the episodes, or listening to the episodes, all of that really helped me know that, okay, this is something that people like. So thank you for the validation that you like it. Thank you for the validation that you support this podcast. And thank you for just being here and supporting all these episodes. And there's more coming. One just came out today, not so long ago, literally an hour and a half ago. Literally an hour and a half ago. And I'm going to link that down right here, right now. But I got to talk to Lucy James. She's an incredible journalist and I have been following her for so long. So if you haven't checked it out, I'm going to drop a link just in case if you haven't checked it out. But this is a new episode that came out literally an hour and a half ago with Lucy James. And it was wonderful to talk to her. I had a great time. Probably one of my favorite conversations in the recent times. And it was really, really fun. So check it out if you haven't already. After the stream, whenever. It was really fun. And she's not a voice actor, but she has done 1 or 2 voice roles, I think, recently. So yeah, it was absolutely crazy. So yeah, cannot believe that happened. And yeah, let's see about that. On to 10K subscribers. I don't know, gosh. Dark Attack, hi, welcome on in. Hi guys, hello guys, welcome on in once again. I'm dressing fancy, but I'm not gonna be dressing this for too long because I'll start sweating, and I feel that heat already because I have long hair and it's just, the heat gets me. But yes, it's a live Q&A. If you guys have any questions, you can feel free to let me know in the chat. Feel free to let me know any questions that you want to ask me. You can ask me. This is the kind of celebration that I do. I would love to play Alan Wake 2 at the same time. I don't want to do it right away. I will wait a little bit and then play Alan Wake 2 at the same time. Not gonna go for too long of the stream. I'm gonna keep it relatively short. Unlike the last previous streams that I've done, which has been 3-4 hours long. So I don't want to go that far. And I'm gonna do at least I think an hour, 2 hours of stream would probably be nicer, depending upon what you guys think. I'm gonna pop this chat out because I cannot see with that reaction that YouTube has. I hate that. All right, that'd be better. But yes, what is your favorite game? Wow, Dark Attack coming with a question. I already have a few questions. I'll be answering that in a moment. But Dark Attack, what's my favorite game? That is hard to answer. A favorite game. I have so many really cool games. It's very hard to really kind of answer one specific, but I feel like I'm gonna be doing disservice if I just say one name. But I'm just gonna say the one that comes to my mind that I really love, and I love this game, you know, ever since I got to know about it, and ever since I got to watch it. I've watched it first and I played it. It's called The Last of Us, and I love Last of Us, both the games. Last of Us Part 1, Part 2, whatever you call it. I love both these games. They're one of my favorite games of all time. So I cannot really say that is my favorite game, but it's literally one of my favorite games of all time. I will probably keep them in top 3, of games. So yeah, Last of Us is just... I have connected with Last of Us in a way that I never thought I could connect with a video game. So Last of Us was that. There's so much drama, there's so much tension. So I love Last of Us. So that would be my answer. But there's so many cool games actually out there. Very cool, fun games. Yeah, you should check them all out. And there's so many cool ones coming out. I would say Plague Tale Requiem is also one of the games that I really like. I keep it very close to The Last of Us for me. It's very close there because it's dark and gritty, and I love that. So that's me. I love dark and gritty storylines. I don't know why. I just like them. Okay. Did you see Comic-Con? I did see some clips of it. Not clips of it, to be honest. I just see the Marvel Comic-Con part, the whole thing. I saw yesterday's Marvel Comic-Con thing, which was Deadpool and Wolverine. Today's, or whatever you call it, like whatever. The full Marvel thing, I watched that one. And I think I watched something else. Like, I watched one for The Boys. I watched that. They announced a new spin-off again with Jensen Ackles, and I don't know her name, but I don't even know the name of the series, but it's basically Soldier Boy and the other character that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna be I saw that, so yeah. Oh my god, is that Tamur? Is that the person that I know? Thank you so much for being here, man. Thank you so much for... I'm sorry, I'm getting so many notifications right now. Thank you so much for the congratulations. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. 8K is huge. It's insane. Again, as I said, I never expected to be hitting 8,000, which is, crazy. So just the fact that I could after all this time, because I've been making videos for 9 years now, to now reach a level that I thought I could never, and it's growing, is insane. I think right now I'm very close to hitting 8,500 subscribers. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I just reached 8,000 this month. Like, so it's insane. But yeah, thank you so much, Tomur, for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking time and coming by and joining and all that. Yes, thank you so much. What are you looking forward to playing next? I don't know. What am I looking forward to play next? And I don't think so. There's any game that's coming out this year that I'm looking forward to. I don't remember. I mean, Dragon Age Veilguard is something I would love to play. Next, I think I've never played a Dragon Age game before. Quite transparently, I've never played a Dragon Age game before, so I would love to play Veilguard. Start from there, and probably not the best game to start. But anyway, so I would love to play. I think that's one. not so much excited for that one. Like the excitement level I don't have this year, but I'm just looking forward to play those games. That is Dragon Age, Indiana Jones, something Circle. I don't remember the name of it. That one that will be coming out sometime. Both these games are coming out sometime this year. Don't know when. So hopefully, whenever we get to play them, we get to play them. So those are two games I can come up with right now. At the top of my head, I have no memory of any game. Right now, I have literally no memory. Wow, that's insane. Yeah, these are the only two games I can remember right now. I have no memory of any game that's coming out. I mean, Gears I can remember, but Gears is coming out sometime later, and I don't know when. And Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater is coming sometime next year. Don't know when. So most of the games are like, don't know. Although I do want to play Life is Strange 4. I would love to play that game. That's a game I'm looking forward to be honest. Yeah, there we go. I remember now. Life is Strange 4. That's the one game that I would love to play. Yeah, there you go. That's the answer. Tell me, do you do voice acting yourself, or you would like to try yourself? Like to try yourself in this? No, I don't do voice acting at all. I did have what did I, so my mind is going everywhere. Let's see. And yeah, so I'm gonna say hi to some of you guys in a bit. I did want to try voice acting a little bit. I did want to. There was an interest, and when I saw it, how everything goes, there's so much, like it's very interesting to be a voice actor, but at the same time, one has to love acting. Has to really love the complexity of acting, the texture of acting. Like everything about acting should be something that drives them, and I feel like that's when you can pursue this, career or whatever. I don't have that. I feel like I love actors. I love watching actors. I love watching interviews of actors. I do interviews, and I love actors from video games, and I love their talks and their conversation and the scenes that they do, and them talking about the scenes. It makes me interested about trying it, but I'm not in that mindset of you need to be. I feel like you need to have that mindset, otherwise it's not going to really work out. Otherwise I'm going to step in and immediately wanting to step out, because it's a much challenging business to be in, much challenging career to be in if your heart is not in it, and my heart is technically not in it per se, but maybe sometime later, I don't know, we'll see. By the way, I want to say hi to Sushi, Dennis, I'm so sorry, I'm pronouncing your name wrong, Marama Arts, hi, and Kevin. Thank you so much, guys, for coming in. I'm gonna really quickly read your comments one by one. Why my eyes immediately go to my notifications. Thank you so much for getting us the Elevate cast and interviews. Also, Old Gods of Art current background. Hell yeah. Yeah, I was like, I had to keep this on. Thank you so much for watching these interviews. It's been really, really exciting to share all these. Kevin, congratulations, subscribe, thank you, appreciate that coming from you. Thank you so much. Dennis, I'm so sorry, I'm completely pronouncing your name wrong. You deserve so much more for your wonderful interviews. Looking forward to Christina Cole. Thank you so much for saying that's insane. Thank you so much for saying that. I really appreciate that, and I will take off this jacket now. It's getting hot. I don't like hot. It's too much. I'm just gonna take this jacket off. It's just too much. Ow. I had to eat my back or something. I just kidding. I just wanted to wear it a little bit, and then I realized, oh, it's too hot. Hold on. Okay, my head is... Oh, it's not the very best. I need to figure that out. Sorry about that. Gets quickly. Okay, I'm gonna go back up. What content did you try to make but you rejected because you hated it? All of them? I don't know. In a recent time? Wow, I really tweaked this. In a recent time, I don't remember in recent time. It was probably before the podcast even happened. I think if there was any content that I wanted to make that I didn't make, double. I would say this, that before I started podcast, this Behind the West podcast, I had this channel, same channel. It was named something else. Game and Madness was the name at the time. Literally, like earlier this year, I changed it. But I used to do game news and game interview, not interviews, game news and game reviews. And there were certain game reviews that I wanted to try out in a different way. Just wanted to see how it goes. Like, I just wanted to try it out in a different way than I've ever done. And I just never made it because I thought, like, okay, the previous review videos that I've done didn't do well. There were almost no views, in the sense of there were like 20, 30, 50 views. And I was like, I don't think so. I have that audience right now to make review videos in the way that I wanted to make. I made one before with a lot of time and a lot of editing, a lot of thinking. And it didn't do that well. And I wanted to do something similar, but a little bit more broader. And I had the idea, but I just didn't make it. I just didn't even start because I thought, like, it's just not gonna work out. So yeah, moving forward from that, I have not made a review video in the same way that I've made before, with the same levels of, I guess, complexity or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, that was that. Let me just drink some water as you guys comment. But yeah, okay. What about Dead Rising remake? From Dark Attack. Dead Rising remake. Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to that Dead Rising remake game. I am not. So I played Dead Rising 3. I never played the first one, never played the second one. I didn't even know about. I mean, I did know about Dead Rising, but I didn't play them. So I played Dead Rising 3 like 3 years back, and it was really fun. So I never played the first one. So for me, it's going to be my introduction to Dead Rising 1. So I have no idea about the character, and I do know the world because of Dead Rising 3, but I don't know about the characters or anything. Because at the time when I was playing games, like started playing games, I did not know about Capcom. And I got to know about Capcom from Resident Evil. And that's the only title I knew about Capcom, that Resident Evil, and that's it. So I had no idea about so many other titles that Capcom has made. And with Dead Rising, I didn't play it. So I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to play it, but not as much as I'm looking forward for some other games, but I'm really excited for it. This game was not game. This song was Balance Slays the Demon. My God, I always listen to it, and that riff at the end is so cool. Sorry, it's going crazy here. I said that. I'm hoping Black Myth Wukong will be one I like because it looks good. Oh yeah, Black Myth Wukong looks pretty cool, and I would love to see that. Dimitri, thank you. Not Dimitri. Should I call you Dimitri? I'm so sorry if I didn't say hi to you before, but thank you so much for coming here. Hi. Hello there. Dimitri, Black Myth, going back to that, Marama, Black Myth. Yeah, I'm looking, I don't play any like Souls games. So for me, it's going to be very hard to play that. But maybe I'll try it out because it's not a Souls game. It's like more an action adventure game based on everybody who had the chance to play like the preview version of the game. So everybody said that it's not really a Souls-like, it's like an action adventure game. So I would love to probably play that if that comes out whenever. So excited for that. But yeah, if you guys didn't know, this is a it's not there yet, 8K subscriber celebration. Just wanted to do this one celebration, and there's a live Q&A. If you guys have any questions, I would love to answer. I would be jumping to the game in a bit of Alan Wake 2, which I would love to do as well as we answer questions. I have some questions already listed from Twitter and from Instagram, so I'll be going to that in a bit, but I'm going to answer your questions first. So, Dimitri, and Indiana Jones will be voiced by Troy Baker. Yes. Indiana Jones is voiced by Troy Baker. So, looking forward to it. He is doing it good. Indiana Jones, so, I mean, it's Troy Baker, of course. Finding Maria asks, were you nervous interviewing Matt, Ilkka, and Sam? And what was your favorite part about it? Sorry for the no problem. Don't be sorry about asking double questions. You can ask multiple questions if you want. That's anybody can ask multiple questions. It doesn't have to be one question. You can ask multiple questions if you guys have any. I don't know why we'll have any. Surjeev, by the way, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you for the wish. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Hi. And Arts of Interactive Entertainment. Hello. Hi. I can see this channel going places. I mean, thanks. I mean, I don't know if it can go any places, but we'll see. Nitesh, I'll come back to your question as well. Thank you so much for being here. So first, finding Maria, sorry, had the comment. When I cannot think. Yes, I was nervous with all of them. Matt, Sam, and Ilkka. Ilkka was the first because I talked to him on January. Then was Sam, and it was Matt. So these three people. I was obviously nervous. I've been nervous in every single episode before the call happens. So right before the call, I'll be very nervous. Even the day for Sam Lake, it was extra because the day before I was nervous. I started becoming nervous a day before. For Matt and Ilkka, I was getting nervous when the recording was about to, when the call was about to happen, or close to that. It was like 30 minutes before the call was going to start. I was very nervous with Ilkka. I was like, oh my god, Alan Wake, how did I get him? I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna ask right questions. Like, I don't know how to talk to him. So I was like very nervous. And once it started, like, I remember I was sweating. When I was on the call and Ilkka joined, I remember I was sweating. I was like, fuck, I need to calm down there. And I calmed down eventually, and then we went along. Same with Sam. With Sam Lake, it was like, oh my god, Sam Lake is here. I was literally, again, sweating. I don't know if I probably shared this somewhere, probably in Twitter, when Sam Lake episode dropped. When he literally joined, my face was like, oh my god, he actually joined. So it was very cool. So yeah, I had nervousness all the time, and I somehow pulled it through. I was like, I need to calm my nerves down right now. In my back of my mind, I was like, I have to calm my nerves right now because nobody wants to see this nervous version of me. And so yeah, I was like, you know what? I just have to just get it through. Once I start talking, once like a couple of minutes in, I get normal, and it becomes a conversation, and so it becomes fun after that. What was your favorite part about it? Favorite part about all three of them? Jesus. Them just being there was probably my favorite part. Wow, I don't know if I have a favorite part. I mean, with Sam Lake, I can say the favorite part was him being okay with actually there were multiple favorite parts, I would say. First of all, him when he joined, him saying that I hope you get all the actors from Alan Wake game. That was the first thing he said before even saying hi. He said that, and I was like, oh, okay, oh, wow, oh, yes. I was like, there was a lot of responses going in my head. That was the first thing he said, that he hopes that I get more actors from Alan Wake 2, which is incredible that he said that. And from there, the conversation started that I would love to get Matthew on, but I'm not able to contact him. And then he was like, yeah, we can help you out. And so it was literally Sam Lake and Remedy helping me out to get Matthew on the show, which is insane. It's a little bit of a behind the scenes story. Because I told him like I cannot get Matthew, and he was like, yeah, we can help you on that. So I was like, okay, thanks. I mean, I was very surprised that they were ready. And then also at the same time, I told them like, okay, there's a lot of questions I have prepared. There's a lot of questions from the fans. I don't think so. I'm gonna be able to get all of them, but I would love to get all of them. If the interview goes beyond hour and 30 minutes, are you okay with it? And he was like, yeah, sure. And my mind was blown again. I was like, what the fuck, really? And so yeah, that happened. And I just remember seeing him like hour 45 minutes in. He was like trying to sit, trying to stay there and sit. And I was like, okay, I need to shut it. I need to stop. I need to stop this right now. Because after a while, if you're sitting and if you're sitting for so long, you cannot sit for so long. You know what I mean? Like, so he was being uncomfortable, and I was like, this is probably the right time to stop, and I stopped. And I couldn't get all people's questions. I prepared like 20 questions, and I think I got like 15. And I didn't want to keep him stay there for too long. So, but yeah, that was my favorite part with Matt and Ilkka just being there was probably my favorite part, and I just don't even remember what my favorite part was. But yeah, just that. And then Matt like opening up and talking about his favorite part of the scene and telling me that I could meet him in New York anytime. It's pretty cool. And then he mentioned, I think in that couple days before that, there was an earthquake in New York, and which is like never happens. So he was talking about that after the recording was over. was talking about like, oh, there was an earthquake in New York, and we talked about that for a couple of minutes or 3 minutes or something, and like he was in cafe or something, and he told me like everybody was like on their phone, they didn't even do anything. I was like, yep, that's great. So yeah, we talked about that a little bit, but yeah, same with Ilkka. I think he mentioned with Ilkka, I think I remember this. He mentioned that I did reach out to Ilkka in November last year, and when the game came out, it was a month after the game came out, and I contacted him then, and then I remember, and then he said in the interview before we started to record, he said like, yeah, you contacted me before in November, I remember, but because there was a lot of things happening, I couldn't respond. And I was like, okay, you knew. All right, that's great. That's insane. So that he remembered the fact that I reached out before in November, but because I think it was probably the fact that it was the Game Awards and stuff, so he couldn't do it. But yeah, that was crazy. Please give your opinions on upcoming Marvel game 1943 Rise of Hydra. I mean, I don't have any opinions right now, Nitesh. I really don't. By the way, I want to say somebody came. Varun, thank you so much for the celebration. Thank you, I appreciate that. Hopefully join in later if the stream still stays on. I hope to see you later. Thank you so much. It's close to 9K now, like around 500 subscribers away from 9K, which is insane. So thank you so much. But yeah, back to Nitesh. Yeah, I mean, I don't have an opinion right now because we haven't seen gameplay. We just see a cutscene, which looked very cool. I don't remember the name of the actor, but he played someone in The Walking Dead. Forgetting him, what he played actually. Wow, I'm completely forgetting him. But he played an actor, and I love him from that. So I'm like, oh, very cool. He was playing Black Panther. And so yeah, I just like the look of the game, I think. I don't know, but it was still a cutscene. I still want to see what the game is going to be about. But we will see about that whenever it comes out. I didn't look nervous. Just tried. Yeah, great at interviewing. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm great at interviewing. I don't know if that's really true. I mean, I'm better at interviewing now. I will say that. All those 3 episodes are amazing. The coffee stare was... I will not say that the coffee stare was nailed. I would say that the coffee stare, I fucked it up. I was not... The coffee stare was... That was not good. I remember I was like, I have to do this coffee thing with them. And once we ended the recording, it's not in the episode, but once we ended the recording, I was like, you know what, Sam, I would love to do this coffee thing. Can we do that? And he was like, yeah, sure. I asked him first, do you have coffee left? But anyway, he's like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And I was like, so how do we do this? And he's like, let's do this together. And we just did it together. There was no countdown or anything. But at the time, I remember at that moment, I just was struck with this realization that I just talked to Sam Lake for an hour and 45 minutes, and I'm drinking coffee with him right now. And that's when I was like smiling. I was not able to keep a straight face, because technically you're supposed to keep a straight face, and I was not able to keep a straight face as drinking. It's not good. I always see that. I'm like, wow, I messed that one up. Everybody else has done so well. I'm the one person who is smiling as he's drinking. It's not supposed to be that way. So yeah, it was not good, in my opinion, at least. Yeah, Sam is amazing. I don't know how to say your name. Betis. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna call you Bets. But I hope that's okay. I'm so sorry. I cannot pronounce your name. I am so sorry. Nothing wrong with you. I'm bad. My eyes don't work. Bets, thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Betsy is a good one. Betsy, there we go. I fucking should have known that. Betsy, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the wish. It's crazy to see 8,000 subscribers. What? So yeah, thank you so much for saying that. Sam Lake interview was mind blowing. I cannot believe they said yes. I remember. I'm gonna share this. Before I share this, one second. Okay. Sorry. I get all them. I appreciate that. Well, yeah, I remember there was another interview that I did before that was David Harewood. He played Miss Wallendor in Alan Wake 2. I remember contacting his agent. They were okay with it, and I was like, oh my god, because I love David Harewood. I've seen him in Supergirl. I've seen him in some other shows, so I love David Harewood straight away. And I was like, shit, I'm gonna talk to David Harewood, like an actor, like from TV shows and stuff and movies. I'm like, fuck, man, this is gonna be great. And so I posted this announcement of like, David Harewood is gonna be my next guest. I do these posts on Instagram and Twitter. And I tagged I tagged Alan Wake 2 official Instagram account, and was like, there's a thing that you can do, add collaboration on Instagram. So I chose that option, and I was like, yeah, you know what, it's gonna be fine. They're not gonna accept it, of course. Why would they accept me? This is a random post, like they're not gonna accept me, but I'm just gonna still get it or whatever. And I tried it, and then I think a couple hours or 3 hours later, they accepted it. So now my post was me and Alan Wake 2 official together with a post saying, okay, David Harewood is a guest. And so everybody from Alan Wake 2 is an Instagram account, all the followers and everything, came in, dived in with their questions. And this happened randomly. I was like, okay. I did not expect that they would accept the collaboration, and they just went along. Because I never was in touch with them to say that, hey, can you just accept my collaboration? They just did that. And so I was like, oh my god. So that happened. Before that, Ilkka Villi interview, Alan Wake 2 official Twitter and Instagram account, and the Remedy official Twitter and Instagram account shared my interview, the full interview, on their social media. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I was like blown away. Like, this is not okay. What? So I was like losing my mind. So that was first, and this was second. And I was like, these two things happened, right? Like, these two things actually happened. So maybe Remedy's more interested. So I thought, like, maybe now is the chance to contact Sam Lake. And I tried to contact through their Remedy's Remedy's official website. They had a press email, and I was like, let me try this. This is the only email I can contact with. So I contact with that email. It's available on their website, by the way, official website. You can find it. So I contacted with that. Then I remember there was one YouTuber who did talk to Sam Lake last year. And I was like, okay. And then somebody on Twitter actually tagged him and be like, okay, can you contact this person? He will probably help you out. I contacted him. He gave me another contact detail through which he got Sam Lake. So I was like, fine, I guess I'm gonna try this. This was a completely different person. And the reply came in from Remedy's official PR press email, the official email. The reply came in from there, saying that Sam Lake is interested. It was afternoon here, literally sitting here in afternoon, and I was like, I was literally shaking. I was shocked to see that. I'm gonna double check that email again. And so I double checked it, made sure it was like real, like the email was real, like that seems real. And I remember I sent it to the PR thing, and I was like, okay, this man. And then I searched the name, that they had a name, and I searched the name. I was like, that person actually works in Remedy. I was like, fuck, man, no way. So I was like typing out the timings, and I was like, I'm ready whenever, whatever day, whatever time, I'm good to go. Luckily, my time zone and Finland's time zone, Finland's and my time zone are like kind of closer. And then I realized, like, hey, I have to tell them that I need an hour and a half for this interview, and 1 hour will not suffice. So I asked them if an hour and a half would be good, and they were like, yeah, it's good, like, they're fine. Not even a question, like, maybe not, none of that. It was like, yeah, we're fine. I'm like, okay. So yeah, it was just a mind-blowing experience to go through that. Funny enough, between the performance at the Game Awards and your interviews got me interested in playing Alan Wake. Oh wow, for the first time. Wow, that is so insane. Maria, that is amazing. Wow. Wow. I hope you had a great time playing Alan Wake. Alan Wake, the first game, is a little different to play and sometimes harder to play because it plays differently. But wow, that means a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and me being one of the possible reasons to get you into Alan Wake. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Ellie, amazing reviews, keep being awesome. Thank you so much for the congratulations. Thank you, appreciate it. 8,000 subscribers is insane. We are very close to, I think, 9,000 subscribers. How close are we at? I'm actually closing up on 8,500 subscribers, which is very cool. So closing up on 9,000 subscribers close by, so very cool. Remedy are so chill. They are so chill. I cannot believe that happened. Yeah, it's just a mind-blowing thing. I just cannot believe all of that happened. And then Remedy helped me out, like with the same in the emails. They helped me out to get Matthew on, and I was like, okay. Saga, like not Saga, Melanie Liebert is the only person I've never been able to reach out to. Again, she's an actress and she has a number of projects, so I can do things. Either the agents are not able to get through, or the second thing that Melanie is not interested in being a part of my podcast. So I take whatever it is. I'm grateful that I was able to do all these interviews and able to show that. And I think I don't want to brag really, but I don't like that. But I was trying to see where my interview with Sam Lake kind of ranks. It seems like I don't know. I could be completely wrong. So correct me if I'm wrong. Probably I am wrong. It seems like my interview is like the highest watched ones. I could be completely wrong, but at least in the recent times, in the last from 2023 till now, is the most watched one. Definitely as a podcast, it's a long conversation. It's most watched one. I know there was one with one with GameSpot. I don't remember. There was one somewhere that Sam Lake was talking about before Alan Wake 2 came out, and that has a lot of views. Anyway, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Can we see Christopher Judge on your podcast? I mean, Nitesh, I would love to have him. For me, he's very intimidating. So I don't know how I'll be probably talking like this and be scared of my life. I don't know why I'm intimidated by him, but I'm very intimidated by him. But I don't know how to get, I've contacted his agents multiple times, but I'm not able to get in touch. So it's not all up to me. It's up to on the other side as well. If the actors are interested, that's the first thing. If the actor is interested, if the actor has time. So being interested is a very important thing. If they're not interested, I cannot do anything. So if I cannot reach out to them, there's not much I can do. So I am only limited to how far I can go, and that's how far I can go. And so unfortunately, whatever you can take it, that's how it is. So yeah, unfortunately, I cannot do that at the moment. So, yeah. Bless Remedy and bless Sam Lake, of course. Yes, true. I am going to do very quickly, take some of the questions from Twitter that people have been people asked, actually, which I should answer them right now. If I can find them. There's some questions from Twitter and Instagram. I'm gonna go from Instagram first. From Instagram, this guy called IG Paras777. He asked about the gaming journey from childhood. My God, it's gonna be a long answer. Gaming journey from childhood. I don't know if that's a question even. My gaming journey, really. So I started my first game that I saw that was introduced. My first game I was introduced to was with my uncle. He showed me this game called Wolfenstein 3D, and quite a fun game to show to a 5-year-old or 6 years old. I don't know, somewhere around that, to show a bloody game where you kill people. Wait to start the game. Anyway, that's fine. I love those guys, and they introduced me to Wolfenstein 3D. I didn't play them. I was watching it. My uncle was playing it, and it was showing. I was like blown away. I was like, I'm killing people, and then the blood comes across if you die. I was like, what? That is so cool. And the other game that I played was this Prince of Persia game. SNE? I don't know what it's like. It's the classic Prince of Persia one. It's not even called that classic Prince of Persia. Let me see what it is actually called. But it's a classic Prince of Persia one. DDoS version, I think it's called. Not DDoS, DOS version. Yeah, that's the one I played. The DOS version, apparently it's called. So I played that game. I didn't play that game either. I just saw these two games. That's where I got to know about the games. And the first game I ever played was actually called Road Rash. I'm lying. The first game I ever played was Mario Brothers, the classic Mario Brothers one. I had a knockoff Nintendo over here where I'm from, and so I played Mario then, and then I played Contra. My first boss battle was in Contra. It was Contra Strike Force or something like that. I don't remember which one it was. But it was my first Contra game, and Contra, that was my first boss battle of all time. I was in love with that game. Oh my God, I played that game so many hours. That was that, and then from there I went to PC. The first PC game was Road Rash, which was a demo. Virtua Co-op, which is also a demo. I played 2 demos, and from there I went onwards. And I think I was introduced to different kind of genres for video games. I was introduced to first-person shooters instead of any other game. So instead of like RPGs or I don't know survival games, I was introduced to FPS. So I played Project IGI, I played Delta Force, I played some more shooter games, Freedom Fighters and Call of Duty and Battlefield and all that stuff. So that's how I got introduced. And from there onwards, I started playing some other games, and then I branched out, and I finally figured out that there's more games than that. So it just went along from there. Carlos Rafael Martinez Arroyo. I hope I spelled your name right, Carlos. I finished Alan Wake 2 and blew my mind. Do you recommend DLC content? What other Remedy games do you recommend? Yes, I recommend the DLC, absolutely. If you want to play the Night Springs, definitely. It's a fantastic DLC. Definitely play it. The second one is recommendation for Remedy games. All of them. All Remedy games. I don't know if you can play Death Rally even right now. I don't think it's available, but from Max Payne 1, 2, 3 even. I don't really like 3, so I will probably not recommend exactly. But Max Payne 1 and 2, Alan Wake, Quantum Break, Control, and you played Alan Wake 2. So I would recommend all of them. Max Payne 1 and 2, Alan Wake, Quantum Break, Control. 5 games. And Alan Wake American Nightmare as well. So 6 games. All of them. Play all of them. They're all great. American Nightmare is the one that stands out as not so Remedy, I guess. I don't know really how to say it. It's not that dark. It's very different. So still entertaining as hell. So there you go. You know what I'm gonna do? Instead of just showing you all of this boring stuff, my face actually, I'm gonna launch Alan Wake 2, right? And I'm gonna play that at the same time. Hope that's okay. So I'm gonna play Alan Wake 2 at the same time as I answer some of your questions. Hope that's fine because I don't like showing my face all the time. What happened there? Okay. So yes, the next questions that I have, again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Oh my god. Okay, all right. Well, that's what? Hold on. What the hell just happened here? Oh, thank you guys. Wow. That's pretty cool. That's very nice. Oh my god, that's really cool. So I just saw I'm just seeing some of these posts here and there. Sorry, I just have to. Can you show it? Yeah, this one. Can you see this? Hugh Jackman seeing #1 movie in the world. This is like fucking insane, Hugh Jackman. Anyway, so I just saw that an Instagram GameSpot, who I spoke to Lucy James. She works at GameSpot. She's been working there for so long, and I had that episode right now. It released like a couple hours ago. That episode, I had such a great time talking to her, and GameSpot put my story that I have that episode out in their story. So they mentioned me in their story, which is very cool. So thank you so much for doing that. Appreciate that. That's very cool. I do not know that I deserve that one, but I appreciate nonetheless. Okay, so we're gonna play some Alan Wake 2 at the same time. Hello, Vectus. Hi. Sorry for saying the name. Saying welcoming you for late. I can't speak words. Yeah, here we go. Alan Wake 2. So I'm gonna play a little bit of Alan Wake 2 as I answer some of your questions. I've not finished the final draft. I'll say that. I watched videos of Final Draft. I never played them. I played a little bit of it, but I didn't finish it. See, so I saw all the videos what they were, but obviously played the expansion. Yeah. As I said, 8K celebration Q&A plus Alan Wake 2. So I'm gonna answer the other question that was there on Instagram. I'm gonna go one by one. There was some on Twitter. So if you guys have any questions, if you wanna ask me, feel free to do so. Mr. Parmi asks if I play any instruments. I don't know how to sing. I don't know how to play any kind of instruments. I just know a little bit of dancing. That's all I do, and yeah, that's it. That's all I know. I just know a little bit of dancing. That's it. So I have no instrument knowledge whatsoever. Omkar Manek doesn't have a question, but has appreciation and congratulations on this achievement, which I appreciate. Thank you so much, Omkar, for saying that. Where is the other question? Okay. Flaming Sparrow from Instagram asked, "What's your favorite indie game?" Favorite indie game. I don't know. Wow, that's great. It's a good question. Favorite indie game is very hard to answer. Wow. I don't. Wow, I don't know. I mean, maybe one that's coming to my mind would be What Remains of Edith Finch. I think that's indie game because it was published by Annapurna Interact. I think it's an indie game. I would like to think that's an indie game. If it's not an indie game, I'm sorry, but that's the only game that's coming to my mind. And the other game is Ori and the Blind Forest, but I don't know if that's indie either because it's Moon Studios. They have now been acquired by, not acquired, but they're part of Microsoft, I think. So anyway, What Remains of Edith Finch is probably my favorite indie game at the moment. I don't know. Just that's what I remember. So that's what I'm gonna say. That's all I have. Thank you so much for being here, Vectis. I hope you're having a good time. Very busy few days, but finally chilling. I'm happy that you're finally chilling. We're gonna go with the normal mode and see how that goes. But yeah, playing Alan Wake 2 after so long, like the main story, it's gonna be so fun. Yeah. So gonna be playing that at the same time answering some of the questions, so I can feel free to jump in.
Back to the beginning. With the memory of the past loop already fading fast. But while it lingers, I know there's hope. We're not doomed to repeat our failures in an eternal loop. This is a spiral.
I just love this game's intro. This game's intro is so good. Because it's so dark. I love it. It's so dark and it's so good. I am playing on PC, so...
A fictional poet once said, "Beyond the shadow you settle for, there is a miracle illuminated. I will not settle for a shadow. I'll find the miracle through the night."
That's a Dark Ocean Summoning song that he just quoted. Ozzy, how's it going? I'm so sorry you're staying awake. I know that it's much late for you.
It's not just victims and
so
monsters.
I appreciate you being here.
I see now there are heroes as well.
No problem whatsoever. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's very late for you.
We will break through the surface. We will emerge into the light.
The music is so good. It's too loud right now. It's so good. The music, my god. Sorry, 1 second. All right, I will get into this in a bit. You said something, Daria. I didn't see. Always. Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you so much for coming by as well. Man, this is nuts. Okay, so there's some questions from Twitter that I would like to answer as well. There's a few questions there that I would love to see. I'd love to answer them. So give me a moment as I go down and find it. Is this the one? No, it's not the one. Where is it? Wow, I did that quite a while ago. There. Oh, which number playthrough? This is actually technically the second playthrough, to be honest. This is literally my first time replaying the final draft. I know it's bad, like I should have done that before, but like I didn't because I watched the new things that the final draft had. I just watched it on YouTube. Not that I don't want to replay it, but I just had something else to do as well to play, and a lot of things were there, and I had to prepare, questions and stuff, so I didn't do it. Sorry about that. So I'm gonna go by these questions. No problem. That I appreciate that. What do you think about Harvester games? Cat Lady, Downfall, Lorelei, and would you like to interview the voice actors? Harvester games. I actually don't know. I actually don't know about these games. Cat Lady. I actually don't know. Unfortunately, I have not seen these games. What are these games? Oh wow, this is oh okay. Hold on. I think I know the style of the game. This is very old. I've seen this style before. I've not played this game, so I don't know if I would be talking to the actors from that game. That's not the one. This style is very cool for the game. Oh, it's a very cool style. I love this. But it's also horror. It seems like it's a horror game. I love horror games. Horror games like very cool. It seems horror mystery. Never played them, but they seem very cool. Yeah, I never played them unfortunately, but I've probably would love to check it out. There's a few games that I would like to talk to actors from those games, but just I sometimes if I haven't played them or if I don't know them, I just don't talk to the actors. Sometimes nothing against them, but like I just would love to see the game first and see what happens. You need to play. You need to play. It's a great game. It's great games. Yeah, I mean, I would love to do that. Sure, for sure, absolutely. Okay. Let's go a little bit here. I am surprisingly this game is running smooth. How the fuck is this game running so smooth? Okay, surprisingly this game is running. Whoa, hold on a second. So when I first played this game, it was very bad with the with everything. Like frame rates were very bad. Now surprisingly it's good. Over here it is, at least streaming wise. So by the way, if you guys don't know, this is, if I can open up my photo mode, this is Mr. Doug Cockle. He plays Geralt of Rivia in Witcher games. That's him, which I didn't realize until quite late. That's full him, Geralt of Rivia right there. Pretty cool. I love the photo mode, of course, and can take some cool photos here. I need to see if I can do lighting and stuff. Very cool. Can I go up? Well, look at that. Is that it? Yes, that's Duck Cuckle right there. Geralt of Rivia over there. Just gonna take a really quick screenshot, which I did not take at all. I did. There we go. Just wanted to give something very fun. A lot of things were scanned to bring him to light.
Can you hear me?
Whoa. What's wrong with you? Come on, Ed. We should go.
Already gone.
So at this point, I feel like it was already this because I can see, like, you can hear the sound effects on when the light came on him. So it was already like the dark entity. So I was finishing. I'm happy to watching you play Alan Wake 2. Thank you. I appreciate you being here after playing the game. No problem at all. Don't have to be apologetic on it. I just really want to get through this one segment before I can answer some more questions. Because I love the opening of this game. It's so good. It's just too good for me. Very cool. The atmosphere, the sound effects, all of it, so good. Too good. Yeah, the game greets with cheeks. Lisa, welcome. And jump scares. Cheeks is how you do it. And jump scares is how you also do it. Not gonna go for so long with the stream. Hello there, tree. And not gonna show anything else. Yeah, I cannot believe this is how Alan Wake 2 looks like. It just looks probably the best looking Remedy game right now. It's definitely so good. He said we'll fuck one of them. I don't know why he wants to fuck me, but sure. Yeah, such a... How long will your stream be today, do you think? 5 hours. Just kidding. I just want to go for another hour from now. For now, like 2 hours long. I don't want to take it too long. I don't want people to get bored by this. So I'm not gonna play for too long, or stream for too long. So like another hour maybe, give or take. I don't think so you can escape. I remember going through here initially. But you cannot really escape. Hey, Blue Flame. Hi. Welcome. Welcome on in. Hello. Yeah, technically you cannot escape these guys. But there's like literally light right there. Ah. Guys, there you go. There you go.
Hemingway.
The audio delay, man.
Where's the rest of the stuff? We need to finish this. I'm done. What the fuck?
The audio delay, I hate it. Oh my god. I remember the stabbing of Nightingale being particularly violent. Yes, it is very violent. There is always a delay with the cutscene and the sound effects, so it always happens. At least on PC, it always happens. Cannot really control. Spurs, hi. Thank you for the wish. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's gonna come before and the sound is gonna come later. Oh no, no. Oh, it's so good. This title sequence is so good. And audio delay. Just gonna go through this cutscene once.
Hey, kiddo. How are you?
No audio delays. I'm
Mom,
happy.
How are you?
This trip might take a little longer than I thought. I'm sorry I've been gone so much lately, Logan.
Oh my god, Mom, it's not your fault. People get all murdery. What happened?
Just
People get all murdery.
stuff.
Right. Well, Dad and I are just watching the latest episode of Night Springs here. Mom, it's so good.
No spoilers. I'll let you get back to the show. You were supposed to wait and watch with me. I love you both.
This is what happens when you go on work trips, Mom. Love you too. And say hi to Casey. Tell him to stop brooding so much.
Logan?
This is a good scene. Straight up
kiddo.
from Twin Peaks.
Logan thinks you should try cheering up.
Snarky kid. Wonder where she gets that from.
God damn it. Even they were
It
better.
can't be a coincidence that another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Feels like the killer's leaving us a message.
I'm glad you're on this case with me, Anderson. It's right up your alley. You should take lead. Think of me as the backup.
Okay. Any words of advice?
Nothing that would cheer anyone up.
Or just jump in slow motion. That's what you do. You jump in slow motion. Alex Casey, Max Payne said that.
Here we are. Cauldron Lake.
Time to get to work.
Dexter's still loading. Alright, when she opens the door, we'll answer one bunch of questions that this man has to say.
A deputy was supposed to be here to show us to the crime scene. There's the car, so where's the deputy?
Okay.
Eaten by a bear? I'll check out that map.
Invitation. Okay, now I can see that this game is not 60 FPS. Okay, so thank you by the way, Ozzy, for staying here for all this long. You know, like I know it's 3 a.m. for you. That's insane. So sorry for keeping you up, but I hope you're doing well.
I should take a look at that map.
Rip James McAfee, yes, and yeah, it's Max Payne. Diane, 11:30 a.m. February, entering the town of Bright Falls. All right. So before I jump ahead into this, I would like to answer some of the questions. Monty Zander from on Twitter. He actually is a very cool individual. He has his own YouTube channel. I think his YouTube channel name is called Monty Zander. I could be absolutely, yeah, Monty Zander. He's a very cool creator himself, and he just released not so long ago released a critique video of Alan Wake 2 for a 5 hours long, a 5 hours long critique video. But the fun thing about that video was it's like a video essay, and he talked everything about the game, this game, Alan Wake 2, and he talks about does that for other games. But the best thing about that video is that he collaborated with so many amazing people, artists like musicians and just artists in general, to collaborate and make songs for his particular chapters that he was talking about, made songs. And I'm glad that I was included, like my episodes were included in his video. So it's very cool to see him make a 5 hour long one. I don't know how he did that, but he did that. So his question was, have you been starstruck by any guests, and if so, which one? If I've been starstruck, I would say, if I've been starstruck, I do have one. I mean, Sam Lake would easily be the one that I was very much starstruck by it. I'm like, oh my God, that's very cool. And he is definitely up there, for sure. For me, Sam Lake is definitely, I was starstruck, that guy right there in the game. Well, I'm very completely starstruck that he was in the podcast, in the episode. But another person that comes to my mind immediately as a guest is Emily Rose. I love her so much. I've been a fan of hers. I have a crush on her secretly. So like her being on the show, and I talked about like I've watched her on Haven. She's by the way, she played Elena in Uncharted games, and she played Sif in God of War Ragnarok, Lady Sif, Thor's wife in God of War Ragnarok. So she just I knew her from Haven, the TV show, and so I was like, she literally was a crush. I had a crush on her. So just her coming by, and we talked about everything, and we talked about Haven, the show that I watched, and she was like completely blown away that I know that show, and we talked about that for a bit, and it was so good. I watched that episode. Whenever I watch a recording of that, I'm just like blushing. I'm just like very happy. That's probably one of the starstruck moments. He has a number of questions. Do you have a routine for getting psyched up before the interview begins? Do I have a routine to get psyched up? I don't have any routine to get psyched up. I don't usually. Maybe one of the things I do is I just drink coffee, and I blame that man right there, Sam Lake, for that. But I just drink coffee before the recording happens. So I just drink coffee, and also one of the things I do is tell myself that I will be okay, I'll be good. I try to calm my nerves down, that I've done this before. Like I tell myself, like I've done this before, I can do this again. It's gonna go well. All that kind of like reassuring myself that everything is gonna go well. If I'm more nervous, I just say that to myself every time. Like I've done this before. You've done this many times. You did this last week, the week before. You can do this again. I have prepared some good questions, all that stuff. So I kind of reassure myself, like, okay, I can do this, and then I do it. So I don't really prepare like to psyched up, but coffee is probably one way to psych me up, and talking to myself and calming myself down is probably one way to calm myself down, I think. Do you have a prepared do you have a pre-prepared list of questions before, or do you just let the chat flow naturally? Yes, I have. In terms of preparing a list of questions, I do have a list of questions prepared. I always like to prepare at least 15 to 20 questions, and I like to prepare more questions just in case, if I have more time and I can ask them. But I have a bunch of questions, and most of the time it's exactly the same questions, the way I want to ask them. Like it will be word by word that question, and that's exactly how I ask them, because I'm thinking about the question and I say it out loud, and the way I say it out loud is how I type it, and just so that I remember that's how I want to say it. It's just something that I do. Like it's just the way I ask questions is differently. I just don't ask the question like, what do you think about this? Like it's not that. It's just like I say something, then I ask a question, and sometimes the questions are kind of like longer to just kind of make a context or something. So I say it out loud, and then I write what I said, and that's the exact same thing I say back. Sometimes it's like switches and all that stuff, but That's how I do have those questions written down. So on this screen, and the interview happens on, like, I see my guests on this screen, so all the questions are on this screen, and so I see the questions and I move along. Sometimes there are moments where I don't have that question, and a question comes up, like, just pops in my head, and just because we are going in a certain direction, a question pops in, and I'm like, okay, let's go in that direction. So I just go sometimes in a direction that my guest is going towards. If they're answering something and they're talking about something, and I'm like, okay, let's just go on that, and I don't have a question prepared, and I come up with a question on spot, just go on there. So I'm trying to do that as well, to kind of come up with questions on spot. I think one of the recent, like, literally the episode that came out today earlier with Lucy James, a lot of the questions that I asked were literally on spot. I didn't make them up. I didn't write them down somewhere. I had a lot of questions written down, but there's some questions or some things that I asked that came out like literally when I was talking to her. So that has happened before, but mostly, at least 90% of the time, or I would say 95% of the time, all the questions are made. I'll make sure that questions are there in a note here or somewhere, so that I can ask the questions. He has two more questions. If you do pre-prepare questions, do you send them beforehand? When I am preparing questions, I do not send them beforehand. I do not send my guests questions beforehand. There are a lot of questions that are not really questions. There are a lot of questions that I just want to ask them in a certain way so that I don't forget, because there are certain names that I might forget when I'm recording or whatnot. So I just ask them that way. I'm just mention them that way so that I can remember some of the names that I might forget. And so I don't generally send questions. There have been some guests who have asked questions beforehand, so I do send them. If they want questions beforehand, I send them. Otherwise, I generally don't, because they don't ask it. So if they are asking for it, I'll send it to them. If they don't ask for it, I just don't send it to them. That's something that I just don't do it. And I'm like, I just let them know that it's going to be normal conversation and not going to be something crazy. Just want to say before I go to bed, I love how genuine you are. I love how you have your niche. Don't worry too much about trying to branch out if you don't want to. You've got loyalty. Really consistent audience. That's really bad. Thank you so much, Ozzy. That really appreciate. I really appreciate that. What you said. Yeah, that is insane. Thank you so much for saying that. I'm really lucky. I feel like I feel like I'm really lucky that I have an audience, which is very cool. So I just really want to say thank you to all of you guys who are still here. I don't know what you guys doing. Like it's like you like this. Like what? So I'm just like it's so pretty cool that for the longest time I was not able to have a community of any kind. I didn't really have an audience of any kind. I think till 2022, and there was a moment in 2022 where I was like, I'm not gonna make videos ever again, and because I'm not good at content creation, I'm not able to build a community. I'm not able to bring people in, and people are not liking these contents. They're definitely not being entertained. So I was like, maybe I should not make content. I should not make videos. Maybe I should stop. Maybe I should really listen to myself, not myself, to really listen to the feedback in the sense of, there's not enough attention. There's not enough, uh, feedback of any kind. I was not getting any feedback mostly. So I thought videos are not my thing. I should not do this anymore. And I should just focus on video editing that I just kind of do work-wise. And I thought like, yeah, I'm just going to go in that direction. Not going to make videos on YouTube at all. I'm going to stop doing that. That's probably not me. And this podcast was literally my last attempt. And if this would have not worked, I would have stopped making videos completely. This was literally my last attempt of trying something. And luckily, it worked. Luckily, apparently, you guys like listening to my stupid voice. So I'm happy that happened, and I'm happy that it has gone to a position that, I can now dream about certain things that I never thought I could dream, about going to places, about being in conventions, about being working with people that I know on the internet by the work that they do. And so I dream about these things, and I'm able to dream about these things now. I was not able to dream about these things at all. These were not even in my mind. Now I can dream about it and feel good about it, that I can possibly go there. So it's these small dreams that I have now that I would love to achieve them. All these dreams that I have now, I would love to achieve them. I also see them, that's impossible to achieve. But at the same time, I would love to work towards them somehow. I don't know. It's just something that I would love to work towards it. Even though it seems impossible, I still want to work towards it. It's this fire in me that this podcast was able to bring is insane. So I really want to thank all of you, Vectis, Ozzy, anybody who's watching here, all of you guys watching here. Thank you so much. Devanshu, congratulations on 8K. Thank you so much. Been sub since Game Madness. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I really, really do. Yeah, it was called Game Madness before, and I changed it to this because it makes perfect sense to do that. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you who've been here right now and watched this episode. I really, really appreciate that. The last question that Monty had asked is, what's the process like for booking guests? What's the process like for booking guests? So I book my guests by contacting the agents. They're obviously all the actors have their agents. So an actor has like a talent agent. They are in with the agency who help them book auditions for movies, TVs, animation, games, and sometimes they have voiceover. Have a different agent for voiceover specifically. So that includes audiobooks, radio work, animation, and games. Sometimes that happens, and sometimes they have just one agent that does all of it for them. So I try to contact the agent, try to find information on whose agent or whose agency they are in, and I try to contact them, and that's the way I book the guests and try to be like, okay, this is my podcast, this is how far it has gone, these are the guests I had from that podcast and these games. I mentioned the actor's name instead. I'm like, these are the actors I talked to. I link the episodes, the most viewed ones episodes over there, and depending upon the actors, if there's an actor, I don't know, let's say for example, I don't know, let's say example Ashley Johnson, from Last of Us. So I know Ashley Johnson, like, I know her from the work that she has done. So Ashley Johnson, if I want to, which I have done, if I want to contact the agent of Ashley Johnson, I would see, and if I want to give examples, I would see who she follows, people that she knows. So there's a lot of people that she knows that I have interviewed. So for example, Anjali Bhimani, I'll include her name in the email. So I include names of the people that Ashley has followed on Instagram or Twitter to see if I have interviewed any one of them. And if I've interviewed one of them or anyone, I would include their names that I've interviewed these people. So possibly that agent will know that happens, and possibly can help me, whatever. So that is one way that I book the agents. Yeah, the guests actually. If it's about agents, how did you go with Sam? Yeah, Sam Lake was different because with Sam Lake, I mentioned this earlier. When Remedy were able to collaborate with me on David Harewood's kind of post, they collaborated with me on that, so that was very cool. He has drank so much coffee there, but he collaborated.
I think I hear someone. Could be out.
Okay, you stay there, Sam. Yeah, so I wanted to. Yeah, so when David Harewood, when we collaborated on Instagram, that David Harewood will be my guest. They collaborated with me, so that was great. And with the Ilkka Villi interview that happened before that, they shared, like, Remedy and Alan Wake official Instagram, Twitter. They shared the link on the respective social media platforms, the whole interview link.
Come on,
and
Saga.
and I was like, wow, that's
Time
crazy.
to get back to work.
So after those two things happened, I thought, like, maybe I should contact Sam Lake. And how would I contact Sam Lake? Because he's not working with an agency. Maybe he is now, but he's I don't think so he's working with an agency. So I thought the only way I can reach out to him is through the studio, Remedy. So I went to the website. I contacted their press email. If you go to their contacts pages, you can find their press email. And I contacted through that. And that was one way. And I actually got a reply from that, actually. Surprise, surprise. I just did not expect, because usually the press emails, you don't get a reply from the company, from the studios especially. You just don't get it. So I was like, okay, I will definitely not get it. And then I got it, which was insane. So they reached out, like, they replied, and they said, Sam Lake is interested. So I was like, that is...
They really don't want people coming in here.
That is absolutely insane. So yeah, that's how it went by with Sam Lake. There was another guy on YouTube who actually talked to Sam Lake last year, and I contacted him as well to ask how did he get his details and all that stuff. And he said, he gave me a link, not link, he gave me another email from another company, and I think that was an agency. I don't know exactly, but that was an agency, I think. So that I tried reaching out to them, but nothing happened. But once I reached out, literally the day after, Remedy replied like in the email saying that Sam is interested. So I was like, well then. And then I had to keep the secret for 2 weeks that Sam is interested, because I was like, okay, because Sam was interested, and then they told me like, okay, Sam can do this. I think March 15th was the day after that he was going to go on a vacation. Yeah, I think so. That was he went like he didn't want to do anything after that. Like he went on a vacation after that, and then he came up for BAFTAs and whatnot. So I was told that he was going on a vacation after 15th. So we'll do somewhere before 15th. So I was like, okay, and it was like February 2nd week when I got that. So then they told me like March 12th, I think it was either 12th or 13th is when we decided the date. And I was like, fuck, like I have to keep this for 2 weeks because I didn't want to. The reason I wanted to keep it secret because I want to push this announcement closer to when the recording is happening so that I can get all the questions and people don't have like, okay, we are waiting for so long. What happened to the interview? So I wanted to keep it relatively closer to when the recording is happening so that I can get the questions and then I can kind of immediately release the episode so that, they can get what they want. So I didn't want to do that way. Otherwise I would have, revealed it that week only that Sam Lake it is. And I did tell to my friends that Sam Lake is the one, and I was like going crazy on that. So that was an insane moment, I would say that. I Skull, Il Skull, welcome. Sorry, I'm gonna call you Skull now. Skull, welcome. How are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, that was so very nice of Remedy. Sorry, I went back to that Blue Flame. That was very nice of Remedy. But yeah, speaking of Skull's questions, I am doing good. At the same time, not exactly. There are some issues going on in my house, which which is a little bit worrisome. Nothing too crazy, but like something that just something that I'm just a little worried about. So it was happened before this I stream, and so I'm just like a little bit thinking about that. So I'm just not 100% great, but like I'm there. So I'm just like doing this stream is like in a way helping me out in some ways over that. So yeah, otherwise I'm doing fine, doing good. The secret would have come out so freaking fast for me. I would not be able to. I know I was not able to hold on, and as I said, the reason I could have made it the way it is, but I wanted to make sure that people ask the questions, and it's closer to the recording time. And I didn't want to make people wait for too long before the episode come out. So that was the idea. Yeah, I hope so too, Skull. I hope that do hope that things turn out, because I'm sort of helpless on that side. But hopefully something can happen. And you know what? Speaking of, I just really should say this. Speaking of Alan Wake 2 interviews, I did announce that Christina Cole is going to be my guest in Alan Wake 2. Sorry, what? Christina Cole is going to be my guest in Behind the Voice podcast. Jesus Christ. And I have to say that it did happen. We did record. It happened last week, I think. Or it was this week. Was it? I think it was last week. I don't remember actually if it was this week or last week. But the episode is coming out next weekend. So it's the first weekend of August. I am first weekend. So it's like on the 4th of August, the episode with Christina Cole is coming out. Finally, I got to speak to her. It's an hour plus long conversation. We talked about a lot of different things, including movies, and we talked about Final Fantasy 16, and we talked about Alan Wake 2. Great. I had a great time. I think this is her only podcast appearance that she has ever done. So this is probably the only time she has talked this long. I think so. I could not find anywhere on the internet, and she has not done a lot of interviews. So I'm lucky that I was able to do it that long. So cannot wait to share that. I would premiere that instead next weekend. So I'm very, very excited. I had a great time talking to her. We talked about a number of things, and I was surprised by some of the things that she did not know, and you'll be surprised to know on some of the things that she does not know about the game. I would say that. I don't want to give anything here, so I just want to let her speak the words. Surprised in a different way, but yeah, it was very cool talking to her. Christina Cole. I am, I've seen some of her movies. She was in Casino Royale as a receptionist. I talked about her on that one as well. So yeah, very, very cool stuff. I got to speak to her about that. So very excited to share that next weekend. It's gonna be a world premiere, as the Skull says. So excited to share that out, and I'll be sharing that announcement on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter and Instagram, or X, I guess you can call it. I don't know. I will always call it Twitter. So Twitter and Instagram tomorrow or day after. So yeah, excited for that. It'll be very cool. Finally made my way to Cauldron Lake. The fence was so easy to climb over with the proper gear and skills, which I thankfully possess. Next goal, spotting the rare and elusive orange crowned warbler. A little late in the season, but hopefully I can catch it before it begins in journey south. I noticed some intriguing behavior in the surrounding common bird life. They seem to be alarmed and swarm around the lake. No birds of prey nearby. There's some strange sounds carried on the wind. However, nothing I can recognize or explain. Getting a little concerned. I might have to find a spot somewhere safer. Sounds getting closer. I've read this, I think. This is the one guy who was like a little bit scared of what's happening nearby. Would see some stuff, hearing wolves and why. I remember this. When I first played this, I actually did come here and I was checking it out, and I did not do a lot of things. I would say that. I did not do 100% this game. Even the first playthrough, I did not do that. So yeah. By the way, I hope the gameplay that you're seeing is not like stuttering or anything like that. It's not like weird or something. I hope that's not the case, because I'm trying to see. It doesn't look like from here, but I cannot tell. Yeah. It's smooth. Beautiful. Again, if you guys have, feel free to ask any questions. If you guys want to ask any questions, did I go here? If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'd love to answer a lot. I mean, there's some few questions on Twitter that I will also answer. But first, let's progress a little bit in this game. Sorry, Casey. Okay, Casey.
Hey there. Agent Casey, right?
Hey there.
Sheriff Raker said you'd be coming by to take over the case.
You're half right. Anderson?
Hello there.
Saga Anderson. I'll be leading this case. Seems you already know my partner, Alex Casey.
Shoot. Sorry about that, ma'am. I'm Deputy Mulligan. I just figured that,
Yeah, sure.
It's gonna show up, Mulligan. Federal agent's right here, Thornton. My partner, Thornton, down at the crime scene. He's not what you call the sharpest axe in the
Definitely
shed.
not. Yeah.
Right here? What do you mean? Are they with you? Oh, shit! They didn't hear me, did they?
That did very much.
Were there any witnesses?
Yeah, a couple out-of-towners. I wonder what they were doing sneaking around the woods at night.
Mention the city folk. It's pretty suspicious.
Not that we have anything against city folk, right, Thornton? But don't worry. Sheriff Breaker took them back to town a while ago.
Tim Breaker. Susanna Harper, welcome. Saga Anderson, yes. This Melanie Liebert, who played this character. She's the only person right now that I could not get in touch with. Also, what's her name? Jodie, I think is her name. The one who plays Rose. I tried contacting the agent or herself, who plays Rose in this game.
I want to see the body.
No luck, unfortunately.
How do we get there?
Same with Courtney Hope.
Sure, that's real simple.
Same with Sean Ashmore.
Just through the hole in the fence, down the hill towards the lake, around the old convenience store. You can't miss it. Everything's been
How are you doing, by
closed
the way,
since
Susanna?
area
Thank you so
was
much for being
fenced
here. I
off.
appreciate you.
The store, the campground, all of it.
Hey, Mulligan, tell them I'm here waiting. I'll show them around.
They got it, Thornton.
All right, don't touch me. Anyway. Welcome. I hope you're doing well.
Before we get to the crime scene, there's time to review the facts of the case so far. Make sure I'm seeing the clues clearly.
Case board.
The Mind Place. My version of the Mind Palace technique. To sift through clues. The facts are on the board.
I know what she has
Everything
to
we
say.
know about the previous murders.
Okay.
Worth taking another look.
So, going back to some of the questions that people asked, which they are. Hold on. So, okay, Magnolia on Twitter asks, what is one story or anecdote from all your interviews that has stuck with you and why? What is one story or anecdote from all my interviews that has stuck with me? Oh my god, that is very hard to. Oh, that's very hard to answer. A story or anecdote from all the interviews that has stuck with me. Wow, that is a thinker. I have no idea. I've forgotten all of them. I have no idea. I think that's the only story that comes to my mind. So I think the one story that literally blew my mind away, was when I talked to Deborah Wilson. Now, if you don't know, Deborah Wilson um, was in Mad TV way back in late 90s, early 2000s, I think. Mad TV. And she plays, by the way, in video games, she has played a number of characters in video games. She has played Sabathon in Destiny 2. She has played Seer Junda in Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order. She has played, oh my god, I don't remember her name, but Anger Boda's grandmother in Ragnarok, God of War Ragnarok. She's played a number of video game characters. So she was talking about how she was in Mad TV, and Mad TV was very popular. It's a TV show, comedy TV show, and she knows comedy. So way back. So she was talking about how she was in Mad TV and how she left Mad TV, and I was like, why did she leave? And she was talking about how in Mad TV, obviously she got so much fame, and I think she did something with McDonald's at the time because of that fame and whatnot, advertisement and stuff. And she was married at the time, and she was talking about how um, she was not herself at the time, and there was a lot of issues with her, and in those moments, and she was not feeling herself at all, and it was very struggling for her. She said a long story. It was a very powerful story for me, because she took a decision of I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna stop. Very tough decision. I'm gonna stop. Kind of acting. I'm gonna stop everything. I'm gonna move away from Mad TV. I'm gonna move away from everything. And she moved away from her marriage because it was not working out, and nobody was happy, and so that separation. Then she moved away. She got away from the house and all that stuff, and she just went in a completely different direction to find herself, to just find herself and just bring the happiness that she didn't have. And so she took a very big step on that, and just to find happiness. And then when she did find happiness, when she was finally happy, then she was like, okay, now I'm gonna try some more acting gigs, and that's where she started doing some more video game work, and then that's how she went. And now she's a completely different person, a much better person after she did that move. So Mad TV, even though it was a very good high for her, it was also the lowest of lows that she went towards. So that was a very cool story, and I got to speak to her twice already on the podcast, but she didn't get to say that story until the second time I got her, which was actually happened this year, because I got her for Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Should not say that name here, but she played Amanda Waller there, and so I talked to her about that, and she was very great conversation. I sometimes get intimidated by her because she gets to her character very quickly, and with Amanda Waller, when she's Amanda Waller, she's very intimidating. Anyway, so she told me about the whole story, and it was like a good, really long, and it was really powerful story there on who she was in Mad TV and who she is now. That's the question I asked, and so yeah, it was a very good conversation. If you guys want to check it out, Deborah Wilson, we can check it out. It's in my channel, and very, very cool conversation. I would highly recommend, because somehow she teaches you so many things about life, and it's so cool. So yeah, I knew she was so familiar that I couldn't pinpoint from. Yeah, Mad TV. Yeah, she was from Mad TV. I got to talk to her about that. So yeah. What is your favorite part about the game? Favorite part about the game? Oh, that's very hard to say what's my favorite part. I don't really know if I have a favorite part. I feel like there's so many good parts about this game. I can easily say, yeah, sure, musical and all that, but not really. I think if I really think about one thing, if I really think about one thing, I don't even know. Wow, it's very hard to pick one. It's very hard to pick one. I don't know what to really pick. But I think the moments that kind of stands out, apart from all the other moments that people always obviously kind of talk about standing out, like um, everything just like works. So yeah, it's very hard to pick one. Like I know a lot of people love musical. See, I love musical. I love all those things. Very cool. I just trying to find something that is different than those. Like from apart from musical, the Nightless Night. I don't know the. I cannot pronounce the original name. Nightless Night movie. The musical again at the very end. Zane and Alan Wake's meeting, all that stuff. That was very cool. But I think the one that kind of stands out for me, really, apart from all those, which are really standout moments, but if I really want to pick something that is away other than those, then it would be all the times that Alan meets Alex Casey in the Dark Place. I felt that was very, very cool. I really like those moments. You can see the intensity of Alex Casey, who's very Max Payne. You can see that intensity, and I really like that. That those scenes were very cool. It was lit in a specific way. I really love the lighting on that. Just showing Alex in a I don't know, in that darker phase, and so I really like those moments. And there were two of them. One of them when you first meet, and the second one when you kill him. So really like those Alex Casey in the dark place with Alan Wake. Those are those moments I really like. Those are the one that stands out. I don't have a favorite, but I will call just like a standout. So those were that was my one standout. And I think like the Tom Zane and Alan Wake moment was also a standout. So those are the two standout moments I would really pinpoint at this point. So yeah. What is happening here right now? So yeah, that was that. Nothing really too crazy, to be honest.
I see you're already hard at work, Anderson. Close to cracking it?
We're just getting started. Let's head down the hill to the crime scene.
Do I have a Alex Casey? Casey, stop right there. I've never taken photos of Casey in this game, have I? Oh, that's not a good one. Can I? How do I go up again? Forgot. Up. Oh, that is not up. Up and down. Oh, it's control. That's not so bad, but hold on.
Fucking nature gives me a headache. There's too much sky.
Sam. I mean, not Sam. Alex Casey. Stop. There you go. There you go. That's the guys. I cannot go that far. I can. Oh my god. I hate this. No. The most stoned look that you can have. It's Casey. When you cannot get any stoned than that. I love taking photos. That's not what I want. Which wait. Wow, that's far. Those. Jesus Christ, that's a stone look you can have. I wish there was like some I don't know, expressions or something. Would have been great. But I'm gonna go do too much contrast. Saturation just a bit. Be very weird to do this. I don't know why I'm doing that. Sorry. Film grain. I don't like film grain that much here. Add that a little bit. Fogginess. Hold on. Let me see. Let me go crazy a little bit here. What happened to the... Oh, the lights are somewhere else. I think the lights are somewhere else. Okay, that's why I cannot see it. Oh no. It's right here. Oh, it's somewhere. It's definitely somewhere else. So I'm gonna get you guys in a bit. Do you wanna do that? That's not bad. Source radius, field of view. Where's fog? It's without fog. I kind of want to add with fog. Yeah, I'm just gonna take some weird ass photos. Okay, sorry about that. It's like he's done with. I know. It's like he's done. Oh, he's filled with coffee, as Skull mentioned. How's it going, shitters? Welcome. I did see Deadpool and Wolverine. I had a great time watching Deadpool and Wolverine.
Hey, Casey. You putting me in charge. Why now?
Look, Anderson, you're a better detective than I am. You've cracked cases that had the rest of us baffled. I don't want to slow you down.
Are you thinking of retiring? You know what happens to cops who say this is their last case.
They die.
Real funny, Anderson.
All right. Yeah, so I did watch Deadpool and Wolverine. Had a great time. It's not gonna... if you haven't watched it, I would not say that this movie is gonna... you know, it's gonna have the best story of all time. It doesn't have the best story, but it is so fun. It's just a fun, entertaining movie, and you will, when you see it, when you finish watching it, you will see that it's literally a love letter to Deadpool and Wolverine, and literally to... I don't want to spoil it, but it's just a love letter. A very good love letter. Lots of action, a lot of fun. So yeah, I would really recommend it. I'm heading off to bed. Thank you so much, Ozzy, for coming by. I'm so sorry that you had to stay up late for this. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for coming by, and I hope you have a good night's sleep. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all the kind words that you gave me, and I would love to see you next time, sometime, other time, if I stream. I would like to stream once a month that I mentioned before. So if the next time I stream, I'll do that. Or you can actually watch me stream on Twitch. I actually do stream on Twitch as well. So if you want to take a look over there, I stream kind of regularly over there. I don't really stream on here much more often, but which I don't want to do because this is specifically for podcasts. So if anybody wants to follow me on Twitch, you can do that by using this link, or the link should be also in the description. I think it might not. But you know, take a look if you want to join in. I do streams there as well, kind of regularly. So if you want to join me there, but it happens actually earlier than this stream happened. So I hope you can join that. Anyway, Ryan Reynolds' passion project. Yeah, it was a passion project for sure. Absolutely. Thank you. Have a good night, man. Opening of Deadpool and Wolverine. Any words for it? Opening for Deadpool and the opening scene. Got the notification there that he followed. As a follow notification that I have on Twitch. Well then, thank you. Thanks for the follow there. You're talking about opening sequence as it is? Is that what you mentioned? The opening sequence? If you're talking about the opening sequence, that was a bombastic opening sequence. If you haven't watched it, I'm obviously not going to talk about it. It's such a cool opening scene of the movie. Man, I cannot believe I saw that, the opening segment. It was very, very cool. I had a great time. We just happy to see Deadpool more in general, but I hope I see it sometime within the week. Yeah, definitely do. I mean, to be honest, don't go to social media that much on this topic because everything is spoiled there. So do not go there. But that is a notification alert, yeah. Do not go there, do not get spoiled. But if you can keep yourself away from those topics and stay away from that, then you'll be fine because there's a lot of spoilers there. So I just want you to have like the best experience, spoiler free as you can. So you know. And I don't want to have any spoilers here. I was talking about opening sequence, so I just still the opening sequence, like wonderful opening sequence. Again, but please don't spoil anything here. I would rather not have anything spoiled in the chat of any kind. But yeah, the opening sequence is very cool. I just never expected that to be my opening sequence. Very cool song. Some really cool thing happens. Very cool visual effects, I would say. So yeah, very, very cool stuff that happened in that game. Like not game, in the movie, not the game. By the way, I had Deadpool game.
You okay to jump down?
I'm not that old.
I did play the Deadpool game and also the X-Men Wolverine Origins game, but they both are not available. I played them in a different way. I will say that. Their movie tickets discounted here on Tuesday. Oh, hey, there we go. Then you can watch it on Tuesday. I hope you can do that. Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is back. The Comic-Con thing happened, and it was Russo brothers, the the people who directed Captain America: Civil War, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Infinity War, and Endgame. They are coming back to direct the next two Avengers movie, Secret Wars and Doomsday. Doomsday is happening first, and Secret Wars 2025, 2026. Oh no, sorry, actually 2026 and 2027, I think. So, and Robert Downey Jr. is back, not playing Iron Man, but playing Doctor Doom. And so I'm very excited to see that. A lot of people are disappointed with it. Sure, I'm excited for it, and that's where I'm gonna keep it. So yeah, that's that. Let's keep on going. I'm gonna answer some more questions from Twitter in a bit. From Twitter, and a bit is very hard to say that word for some reason for me. My mouth does not work that way. But yeah, just playing a little bit of Alan Wake 2. I'd never played Final Draft again or finished it. But yeah, Casey. But yeah, I'm just checking things out, you know.
Not a bad place to get murdered.
If getting back to nature is your thing.
Man, I love the way this game looks. I know I'm not playing it on 60 FPS. I'm playing
an umbrella.
Feel like I'm playing at 30
rain.
FPS.
The only thing around here that feels like home.
You think the local law had the sense to put up a tarp?
If they did, next coffee's on me.
Jeez, this game looks so damn good sometimes. It's insane how good this game looks. Look at that. This game just looks great on every line. I just like sunlights, you know, that's something that I just like. She's also very stoned, so it's fine. She's like cross-eyed or something. Man, I just really love Get Up. I really love the look of this game. It's just too good, man. So good. It's just very cool. Anyway. Coffee. I should have brought coffee today. Wow, I didn't hear that one. I haven't read any comics, but I saw online, I guess Doctor Doom like takes Iron Man's brain or something. So I don't know if they're doing that in MCU, but I'm just happy that RDJ is back. He's freaking awesome. I saw online, I guess Doctor Doom takes like Iron Man's brain or something. Yeah, so the angry part about the fact that people are like angry online as people are or disappointed is that why did you not cast someone else playing the character, because Robert Downey Jr. played Iron Man. Now he's gonna play Doomsday. Of course, they're doing it for money, or they're very much wow, I don't remember the word. Wow, I'm completely forgetting the word. But that's the last resort to bring Robert Downey Jr. Of course, they had nothing else planned. This is how they're gonna bring people back. This is so cheap and all that stuff. And I'm like, guys, I did a very basic research about Doctor Doom. I don't know Doctor Doom. I've not read comics, so I didn't know Doctor Doom. I think it was in Fantastic Four. I could be wrong, but I don't know about Doctor Doom. So I researched about it, and I was reading a lot. And I read at one point that in one of the issues of the comics, Doctor Doom became Tony Stark. He was Tony Stark. He became Iron Man, and he took like the identity of Tony Stark at one point. And he continued. He became an Avenger. He stayed with the Avengers, and he was Tony Stark for a while, for a good chunk of time. There you go. That's how they're gonna bring that in. It has happened in fucking comics. So if people could have brains in their heads and just did a little bit of Google research, they could find how Doomsday is connected in some ways to Iron Man. And that's how they're going to bring him back. That's how they're going to do like an alternate version of probably Tony Stark and who is Doomsday. And they're going to slightly reverse it and be like Iron Man is Doomsday now. So they're going to do like probably in that way, they're going to do a different version of it in that sense and bring an alternate version of Tony Stark who is Doomsday. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm like, people are just mad that they didn't cast anyone else. They should have cast a new actor. They have to bring Robert Downey Jr. back, of course. They have no other people in. That's bullshit. I'm like, you guys are bullshit. Like, so I immediately refrain away from hate. I don't like hate. I really immediately refrain away from hate. If you need to know one thing about me is I'm always optimistic about everything. If some other game came out and people are not liking it initially with the trailers, I'll be the one who's optimistic about it. I'll be the one who's optimistic about Star Wars Outlaws, which are people are not optimistic about it. I'm the one who's optimistic about it. I'm the one who's always going to be optimistic about anything. So for me, I'm optimistic about Star Wars, which is not doing good right now, but I'm still optimistic. And I'm going to be optimistic for Marvel. So I'm still very happy that they're going in a direction that they're going. And I just want to see what they do. You know, very exciting. Exciting times. You know, Marvel is always on a downflow and downward spiral right now.
I'll be back in a second.
Roger.
But they're trying their best. And so I feel like right now, probably they're in a direction where they might do something better and they might change things. Why not? Why not embrace the change, you know? So I'm
I
happy.
think I saw something. It'll only take a minute.
I'll wait here.
You wait there, Alex Casey. I remember the first playthrough I did this. This very thing. And this very thing happened in that one as well. Don't know what those are, but I know this is like reduced settings, that's why. So cool. Whoa. I did not do that. That was not the wind outside for sure. Don't know what happened there. I think people think that only one person can play one character in front. Yeah, I think that's what people think, and like we should play that one character. It doesn't make sense to bring him back. And at the same time, people are like, oh, Marvel is doing bad, and the only way to save Marvel is RDJ, and that's so cheap. And I'm like, fuck, stupid. Like, wait, it's 2 years. After 2 years, you will see what happens, you know? So don't fucking put your... And there's a lot of videos out there already, you know? And I'm like, oh my God, that's what you make videos about? So, like, I'm a little pissed on that, but I just don't want to go that far. Mitch told me today that her family is moving away. This sucks. I haven't even told her that I like her yet. What's the point anymore? She said her parents want to get better jobs and get her to a better school in a big city. School? I guess that's fair. This is a kid. It's a very good handwriting, though. Who wants to stay in Bright fucking Falls? Sunday. So I told her. She said, thanks. Fucking kill me. I snuck out last night. Again, went to the big house by the lake. Instead of just watching it from here, like I always do. Instead of... What? Went to the big house. Instead of just sitting around like I always do. Screw that. Anyway, something weird is going on down there. I'm going to find out. Going to go back there tomorrow with better gear. Bet I can find a way inside the building. Take some photos. It's gonna be epic. Ammo. Oh, that's bad.
Is that a kid's lunchbox?
What? Where? Oh, that.
An Alex Casey movie lunchbox.
I know things.
Casey hates the endless jokes about coincidentally having the same name as a fake detective.
He hates those cheesy crime books, but he really hates the movies.
I know things can get a little crazy around here, but if you ever feel scared, just remember that Alan is watching over us. It's great. Alan has... Is this written by Rose? I feel like this might be written by Rose. Alan is watching on us. It's very cool. But I must say, stakes are out for MCU. Doesn't feel like it was in Endgame. It was grounded. Now it's bizarre, like seeing a fan. It was grounded. Now it's bizarre, like seeing a fan. I don't think so. Endgame was grounded in any way. You know, like I think the only grounded part was Civil War. I think that's the most grounded movie there was, and Winter Soldier. After that, it did go to the sci-fi fiction, and fiction. So I mean, it's already fiction, but it went more sci-fi. So Endgame, Infinity War is like way up there. But like characters were handled better and stories were handled well. And critically, Endgame has its own problems, but I don't want to go there. I feel like Endgame did very well, and all these movies did well. I still feel like right now Marvel is still not so bad. I've seen worse movies. All movies from 20th Century Fox. Just kidding. I've seen worse movies. So I don't think so they're doing that bad. It's their downfall. Obviously, some stories are not working out, and some characters are not well handled, and that's it is what it is. But I don't want to be like, oh, I'm so angry with that, man. They did that. That's good. That's bad. I already have this. Sorry, it's going crazy right now. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's just how it is. It was the ghost. Yeah, I agree. Whatever happened there. Anyway, moving on to another question that somebody had on Twitter. It's actually Dmitry Chaiko, who was here earlier ago, right? I'm so sorry if I did not answer your question while you were here. I'm so sorry. I could not say your name correctly before. I'm gonna call it Dmitry Chaiko. You were here earlier. I'm so sorry if I didn't answer your question. Did you get to talk to guests before or after the official recorded part of the interview? And if yes, what do you guys usually talk about? yes, I do talk to guests even before and after recording. Once the official recording is done, I talk to guests before that. I talk to guests after that. Not for so long. So whenever a guest joins, I now I'm doing that. Before I didn't do that, but now I do like, okay, I'm going to talk about what this podcast is and what it signifies and what guest number you are, like what the 70th or whatever, so that I can tell them like it's a big deal for me and whatnot. And then I talk a little bit, and sometimes the talks go a little longer. I know with Nicole, not with Nicole, I think with way back. I mean Emily Rose, as I mentioned earlier. With Emily Rose, I think we talked about Haven for a little bit, and I was like, well then. And then I was like, fuck, I should mention this in the fucking official recording. Then I did that, and I did it again. So, I think with Sam Lake, I also talked a little bit more, but just to make sure that if I'm asking the right question, so I just asked him like, okay, can you answer this and can you answer that? If I ask these questions, is it okay to answer? Because they still haven't answered anything like about Control 2 and Max Payne. So I just wanted to ask, like, is it okay if I ask these questions, or just in case? So those are the things I sometimes ask, but sometimes it's usually general talk, nothing really crazy, like what's going on with them, what they did. Sometimes they talk about what they have done, and so just normal talk. And after the recording is done, usually I tell them like, okay, thank yous and what else, like, what I would love to do later on, all that stuff, like some bullshit stuff really I talk about, which I feel like I should not. And sometimes we talk about a little bit more, like sometimes we go on a different tangent and go for a longer time. I remember with didn't happen with Sam Lake, but I remember with Matthew, Matthew Porretta, we talk a little bit about what happened in New York. It happened like there was an earthquake that happened like a few days ago before the recording, and we talked about that earthquake part a little bit. And then I talked about how I would love to meet him, and he said like, let's do it whenever you're in New York, we'd love to meet. Just let me know. And I was like, oh, of course I'm gonna be in New York. Of course not, I'm gonna be in New York. Like, how will I be there? Thanks. So anyway, so that was fun. And the one conversation I had with was way back in 2022. God of War Ragnarok came out, and I had Adam J. Harrington, who played Sindri in God of War Ragnarok. It was a great conversation. He was really, really cool. And I had a great time with him. He is really wise. He's so cool, and he's so supportive of me and all of that. And then after the conversation was over, and again, I told him I was very nervous before that. And during that time, because it was like, he was like my 7th guest or something. And so I was very nervous before the call. And I told him that I was extremely nervous and all that stuff. And I was very anxious. And we went on for 10 minutes after that, talking about just that, about being anxious, being nervous, and all of that. And I remember that was a conversation that he had with me. And he told me that I'm doing well and all that stuff. So that was a very cool one. I will remember that all the time, that me and him had that conversation. So there's certain guests who I had more conversation with after the recording is done, but most of the time it usually lasts around 2-3 minutes, and then I don't want to take much of their time, and then we end it. Sometimes it doesn't even happen because they have to go. With Nicole Tompkins, that happened recently. She told in the middle of the record, like towards the end, she told me that she has to go soon. So can we wrap this up? I'm like, oops, well, I took this too long. And then I quickly wrapped it up. So there are moments like that where happens where I'm being sometimes very rarely that I've taken up too much time. And it's usually like I don't take too much, but I want to go an hour. So sometimes they have something else to do, and after the hour crosses a little bit, they want to make sure that we can finish it smoothly, and then they can do whatever they want to do, whatever important thing that they want to do. So that's what happens. So yeah, most of the time, not really that much of a question, that much of conversation, but I try. Yeah. So again, we have one more question from Twitter. I will answer them in a bit as I will go back. I'll play this a little bit, and then I'll answer that last question that somebody has on Twitter. Instantly buys plane tickets to New York. Yes, everybody goes to New York now. Yeah. I don't know if I will ever be able to go to New York. It'd be great to go to New York, but obviously. But again, I have this dream of what if I could do in-person interviews and stuff like that. Doing Behind the Voice podcast in person would be absolutely fantastic. but right now I cannot do that. So there's that manuscript right there. I wonder if I can actually read it from here. You can actually, it seems like. Oh, you can't. Oh, you cannot do that. Very cool. It's all shadowy up. Very cool. Cannot do that. Interesting. You will one day? I don't know. I really doubt that. It would be cool to see that. It would be cool to go there and to do in person. I have no idea how to achieve that. I'm always thinking about how to achieve it. And probably I'm thinking too much about it. So I've tried to not think too much about how to do that. Right now, I'm just trying to make sure that any game that comes out, I try to get the actor in, and I try to give the best podcast possible, give the best conversation possible, and make sure that people get to know more about how they worked and what they did and their work and all that stuff. So it'd be very cool. Move to New York. I mean, yeah, that is a great option. I did not think about that. No, it's moving to New York is great, but first of all, it requires a lot of money to move, and second, I cannot just stay there. I need to get some job there, and I don't want to do any job really. Like, in my honest opinion, I don't want to do any job to just be there and all that stuff. I don't want to do something that I can do, and so I would like to do or something. So in that mindset, that's why I'm in that mindset. And so, and again, moving there will be costly, and again, getting a visa is so hard here, man. It's very hard to get a visa. So I already applied for a visa, by the way, for America, and I applied the visa in June, I think. Not in June, I think in May or something. And I'm getting the interview next year in August. So many people do the visas and they get interviews. So my interview timing is so far away. A year later, I'm gonna have that visa interview. It's insane. So yeah. Looked at a holiday, freaking too much money. Yeah, it is a lot of money, especially for someone like me who's moving from one country to the other. Moving from my country from all the way to to the west, to then go to the very east, to the Americas, just New York in general. So it would be very expensive. And again, as I said, visa is absolutely horrendous to get. Witch's Ladle. This is a very cool thing that they added into this game. I think this tree exists in Alan Wake 1, but Witch's Ladle is very cool that they added this kind of like small story there. It says there's no mystery in Cauldron Lake being named after its cauldron shape, and yet there are many mysterious stories about the lake, it being a gloomy doorway to the underworld, or of a witch whose cauldron the lake really was. The legend tells that when the affections of a local sheriff went unanswered, he accused the lady in question of having bewitched him. She was drowned, but her dropped ladle grew into a strange tree named Witch's Ladle, which is this one right here. The woman returned to avenge her wrongdoers. If she was not a witch before she was one now. She killed the sheriff, drowning him in the lake. Then she took out his heart and locked it in a box. With the heart, she would summon him from the lake to exact revenge on her behalf. Or so the legend goes. So it's a very cool legend that they made. It's very works well for a horror story with this gigantic tree, and what this is. Very cool horror story that they built up on this. It is very expensive, I will say that. Yeah, very expensive. Again, I'm blown away of how real this visual design looks like.
Water's too deep.
It's so real. Like if it's a clouded location like this, like if it's overcast, it's foggy, this is exactly how it would look. And a little bit of sunlight. That's like a little too bright of a sunlight, but if a little bit of sunlight, this is exactly how it will look. So I love the lighting in this game. Game looks so good. And it does give the horror vibe. It is a horror game. You can see that. Color changed to blue for some reason. But yeah, it gives that horror vibe immediately. So I really like the lighting in this game. It's just too strong. And it's too good. I can easily get lost in here, I feel like. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to the main objective. There's nothing that you can collect here, as far as I know. There's him. Is that a...
Deputy Thornton, I take it.
That's me, at your service, ready to get this case solved. Now the body's behind the store. Come on, I'll show you.
The way he looked at me.
Get lost, Anderson.
I.
Oh.
FBI. Flashlight. Sorry. Text in there. I know we have a fight here later on, I think. Yeah, I remember we have a fight here later on. And there's a shotgun in that room. As far as I know. Collect. Alright. And in the mood board, we do things. So lunch boxes.
Finding a Casey movie lunchbox out here can't be a coincidence. Another message.
Another message. There, for later. Sorry. Rightful area, there's another one. Golden Lake. It's the best part of this game. Some of the moments in this game, like this one specifically, I really like. It's pretty cool. Anyway. Heart sacrifice. Just a typical Sunday. Yeah, just a typical Sunday. Just a typical day in Golden Lake. Nothing serious. The heart has been taken out, you know. Pretty common. You know, everybody's the heart transplant things happen here. You know, the only issue is they never get it back. Yeah, just once taken away, it's just gone. I like hearts more than kidneys in this one. So if you can sell your heart, then yeah, you can get iPhone 25. There is the man. That's a him.
Now, this is the scene of the
Mario.
crime.
That's another one.
We found him on the table. And we didn't touch nothing, you know, procedures and stuff.
Thanks, Deputy.
No tarp. You owe me a coffee.
Okay, let's start by examining our guest of honor. Does this fit the MO of the previous murders?
There's the heart. They didn't take the heart? Didn't realize.
Step 1. Examine the corpse. Body is positioned on the table. Ritualistic.
Ritualistic, exactly. Everything is loading now.
Another body turns up just as we arrive in town. Coincidence?
No, it's Joe incidents. I'm just kidding. There's a lot happening right now. In Instagram. It's pretty cool. Jesus, okay. I know, game. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That is not what I wanted to do. That is definitely not what I wanted to do. Do I not have anything else? No, not yet. For the radio, you have everything in the radio. Why did I say it that way? I forget how New Game Plus work, apparently. Alright, what else are we doing? You're looking at him.
The killer left the heart right next to the body. Bruising on the wrist from the cargo straps holding him down. Incised stab wound. Chest cut open. Heart removed.
That's right. No. Alright. There's one. What changes in New Game Plus? Nothing really changes, but in specifically this one. So what happens is whatever you have collected, whatever you have gotten, whatever you've unlocked from the first time you play the game, you have that all in New Game Plus. So let's say if you have unlocked a shotgun, you will have a shotgun with you. That sort of thing. Or you already have the shotgun with you. Something like that. Like you always have
by the wrist.
all the unlocks with you.
Definitely matches the previous murders.
But in this game specifically,
the straps were left behind. More clues to work with.
In this game specifically, the endings have changed. There are new scenes in the game. The endings have changed. So that is the best part of this game, where the endings have changed. But AK9, thank you so much for being here. I know, I get it. Game, stop it. What is wrong with you? I can freely explore my mine place. Yeah, only one. I never did a lot of upgrades on my pistol. That is just something I never did.
Who
in
is
the
our
main
victim?
game.
Who killed him? Need to find more clues. Large amount of blood on the table. The victim died here. Multiple people were here. Multiple killers?
There's the fourth one.
Someone left in a hurry. Knocked the tripod over.
There's something
Was
here.
it for a camera?
No, it was for a gun.
Someone was drinking beer.
Saga.
They spent time here. Waiting.
What else would it be for, Saga? Okay, find the victim. Victim... What? Why is it later? That's the killers. Okay, the victim. Is that not the one? No? That one's done. Oh, the killers. Okay, never mind. My bad. I know what I'm doing.
Boot prints.
I traveled first for her
indicating
selfie, yeah.
Killers. Quite the party.
Quite the party indeed. Why are these locked? I don't remember. I played this like what, in January? I think. Anything that I missed? I did see 1, 2, 3 right there. And 4. I don't think so I saw anything else. I don't know why those are locked. Talk to someone? Okay. You?
Any idea
Oh,
who the
there it is.
victim is?
Now I
Oh,
remember.
I sure do.
I remember doing
His
the
name
same
is
thing.
Nightingale. He was FBI. He came to town about 13 years ago. Now, I haven't heard a word about him since. Well, until now.
Nightingale? Robert Nightingale?
Oh, yes. You probably knew him. Brothers in arms. Oh, and sisters.
All right. Hey, Dimitri, welcome, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I didn't answer the question really. I guess when you talk to guests, even for a couple of minutes before the official part, that's exactly. That's what I do. That's what I want to do every time is I don't want to be like, okay, let's do it. Let's start recording, in the count of 3 or whatever. I do want to ease up myself and my guests to be like, hey, I've always wanted to do this. Thank you so much for doing this. And, if I know someone from before, like I known you from this and this and this, and then I explain like how my podcast is and what it is, and then they, cheer me up or whatever. And so I'm like, yeah, I want to do this and all that stuff. So with Christina as well, Christina Cole, who you will see the episode next weekend on the 4th of August, I did talk to her before we started on how I did. So this is a podcast. I talked about my podcast and what it is. And I said okay, I had Ilkka, Matthew, Sam, and David in the podcast. And she was like, yep, it's time to get everyone together. You're collecting all of them. I'm like, yep, that's who I'm collecting all of them. And so I mentioned that to her, and that's how it kind of happened. And I mentioned there were a lot of questions from Suits because she was a part of the Suits TV show. So I just mentioned some few tidbits here and there before we really started. And I think she was talking about, we did talk a little bit before we started recording. I think she just went in with Alan Wake 2 and Final Fantasy 16. She just dived right in. I remember before we even started recording, she was talking about what she did, how she got in exactly. I think that's what she talked about. I don't remember exactly, but she talked about something about Alan Wake 2, okay, this is how it happened and all that stuff. And she knew about Ilkka, Matthew, and David already, so very cool. And she already had seen the performance, I'm assuming. So yeah, she was talking about some of that, and then I said okay, we're gonna do the official recording now, just so you know. And then we started. So yeah, just making them more relaxed is what I usually do, and that it works out. It helps out everybody who's there, So yeah, So I have another question, last question on Twitter from Winters, number 2 Tim Breaker fan. I'm assuming. Number 2 Tim Breaker fan. Anyway, so this person asked, when did you decide you want to interview people? My question makes sense. So interviewing, when I decided to interview actors, again, this was 2022 when I'm gonna drink water. I feel like I need to drink some water. Hold on. My jaw hurts at times. Yeah, so in 2022, I mentioned earlier that I was not. I almost thought, I literally I was in a thought process of like, okay, I'm not gonna do videos anymore. I cannot do videos anymore, and I am not good at videos. I'm not gonna make YouTube videos anymore. So I stopped. I had that idea of like I'm gonna stop making videos, but then I would come back every time to make a video because I was just already in a habit of making videos, and I just like making videos in general. So I then was thinking about, okay, what else can I try? And I was thinking again, and then I thought about maybe I should interview because what was it 2022 2021 to 20, I think 3 years ago I used to work with a company, an event managing company, which is, doing video game events. And I was doing interviews for them. And I would go to these streamers at the time, and I would interview them in person, on camera, all that stuff. I just didn't know anything about them. So I do a very basic research, and I just went with the questions, whatever questions I had. And I don't even remember how I made questions. Like, did I saw on my phone? I don't remember any of it. But I did those questions. I did ask those questions, and I was not doing so well. My words were not good. Um, my words were not good. Like the way I was speaking was not nice. I was overly excited because I was trying to fake the excitement because I had no idea who they were, and I never watched them. So I was like faking the excitement because I felt like, okay, that's what I should bring. And my questions were not very well researched, very basic research. And I remember one of the interviews that I did, we posted it online, like in YouTube and everything. And I only watched this streamer's recent streams. And I didn't know that this person played GTA RP and played some Valorant. But I didn't know that he had played a lot of Counter-Strike before. And he came up from that. So I did not see those. And I thought, I just went with the first two ones. So there were a lot of comments that people were like, he didn't even mention Counter-Strike 2, asked about Counter-Strike, never mentioned about any of that, or whatever that, like, there's a lot of comments over there. And then somebody told me, like, I should have researched a little bit better and all that stuff. I was never, like, nobody said, like, anything bad about me, but I just did not enjoy that experience one bit. I did not know about any of the people. I had no idea what to ask. I was not doing well in these interviews. I was overly excited. So it was just a lot of things that I just didn't like. So I was like, okay, one thing I'm not going to do definitely is interviewing people. So I never wanted to interview people after that. I was like, interviewing, not for me. Doesn't look like it's for me. I am not doing well in those. So what I did instead is I was like, I'm not going to do those. And then in 2022, I was like, I am one person who likes watching interviews of actors. I just do. When the Comic-Con happens, I have been doing this since 2016 or 2015. When Comic-Con happens, there's one specific channel called Flicks and City, I think. They upload all these panels in Comic-Con, in San Diego Comic-Con. And I would watch a lot of conferences, a lot of panels. So I like watching Supernatural, Arrow, Flash, like the DC stuff, and Supernatural quite a bit. And I watched the originals, Vampire Diaries spin-off. I used to watch the shows, and they had these panels every single year. So I would watch the whole panel, 46, 50 minutes, just them talking about this stuff. And then I would watch Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, all these stuff. I would watch so much of these interviews. And I realized, like, man, I love watching these interviews so much about actors. I'm not into acting really, but I love watching them. I just want to know about them. Sometimes I watch a show, and if I like that show so much, I would just search in YouTube. I want to watch like interview, and I watch interviews, like panels and stuff. I would just go in on a spiral and watch all these interviews, all these panels, which would go like 2-3 hours long in total. And I'm really enjoying what they're saying. Just wanted to know them, just wanted to know how they did it, and just their opinions and all that stuff. And then, so in 2022, I realized, like, I do that. I watch that a lot. A lot of people do that as well. And I'm 100% sure that people must be looking for the same in video games. And I know, like, Last of Us, I watched a lot of Last of Us, like, interviews. And I didn't watch anything else apart from that. Last of Us had a lot of interviews. So I was like, I watch it. I know people definitely want to watch it. There's some incredible characters in video games. I don't see that too often in terms of like interviews. So thank you, Sushi, for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming by. Have a good night, and take care. But I'll really quickly, wrap this up. Thank you so much, by the way, Sushi. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna really quickly wrap this up. Is that I knew that people wanted to watch it. I didn't see much there on podcast terms. That there were like very much interviews there for actors on video games. Thank you so much, Sushi. I appreciate that, really do. For the congratulations. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this. Let's see what happens. I don't know if I can do this because my early impression was I'm not good at interviews. I should not do this. And so I was like, maybe I should give it a try. And again, I have no interviews, like no experience in journalism of any kind. So I thought like maybe I should just try it once. I'm not gonna call it anything. It was not even called Behind the Voice Podcast. I was like, I'm just gonna try it once with one guest. I'm gonna try if I can book one guest, and I'm gonna try if I can actually ask questions nicely, and I can actually drive a conversation to a moment where it is a podcast. Because I started also watching podcasts, which is Inside of You for Michael Rosenbaum and Happy, Sad, Confused. From Josh Horowitz. So I watched these podcasts as well of actors, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this way. So I booked Anjali Bhimani. She's a friend of mine, and we have been friends for like 3 years from then. Since then, like before then, like since 2019 to 2022, I was friends with her. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna talk to anyone, I'm gonna try Anjali. Maybe she'll say yes, and she did say yes, and we did this podcast episode. Or episode at the time was not a podcast. And I thought, hey, I did this one well. This went well. I did ask good questions. The guest in front of me was having a good time. And I went along for a good time.
Loose ends on the cakeboard.
Shut up, bitch. Just kidding. Sorry. And I was like, okay, and then Melly Grant, this actor who played Catalyst in Apex Legends, she just came up. She was announced recently, and luckily on Twitter. She was not being followed as much. So I DM'd her and she said yes. And that was the second episode. And then the third episode happened with God of War Ragnarok. And from there on onwards, like when the 7th and 8th episode happened, I was like, okay, I'm able to book guests now. That's cool. I think I'm able to do that. So that's gone out of the window. That the question of whether I can do it, that is gone. I can actually make questions well enough that I can have conversations with people. So can I interview? That question went away. And I was like, maybe now is the right time to name this into a podcast. And that's where I started naming it Behind the Voice. And that's how it started. So it was like in December sometime is when I started naming it Behind the Voice. Because in October, I started it. October, November, I had like 6 interviews. And in December, I think when I had John McLaren from Guardians of the Galaxy, he played Star-Lord, that video game. And so when I had him, I think that's where I started. I'm going to call it Behind the Voice Podcast. And that's where it went up. So yeah, that's where I started. That's where I started doing the interviews to answer Winters from Twitter to answer his question. That's how I started. So, and luckily it went very well. So I'm happy that it got that far. But yeah, this bitch won't shut up. I know, right? I'm just kidding. So tied up loose ends. After so long, she finally said that. All right, Casey. That's Casey. Sorry, Casey.
So you knew our victim?
Well, I didn't recognize him in his current state. But yeah, I ran into him a few times at Quantico. Never worked any cases together.
Quantico.
After his partner got killed in the field, he went off the deep end. Got the boot pretty quick after that.
So what happened to Nightingale after the Bureau let him go?
I only know the rumors. Depression led to booze, booze led to paranoia. He got some wild ideas in his head, chased ghosts until he fell off the map. Guess he ended up here.
I bet there's more to that story.
But no happy ending.
But no happy ending. That is not what I wanted to do.
Nightingale went missing 13 years ago, 2010.
The same as all the other victims.
Certainly fits the pattern. Makes me wonder what was going on that year.
Probably something this town wants to forget.
I love how James delivered his lines in this one. The town wants to forget. It's like there's a very cool stuff in this.
Robert Nightingale. Ex-FBI. Came to Bright Falls 13 years ago. They planned for the murder to happen here.
Who would have thought?
Passing the time with equipment
Oh, I
ready.
saw it. 20 years. Oh, wait, hold
They
on.
were waiting for him.
Dari mentioned something, right?
But why Nightingale?
Has anybody heard about what's
He's
going
been
on in the Alan
missing
Wake
for
TV series?
13
Hasn't been.
years.
Yeah, there's been no announcement of Alan Wake TV
Why
series.
here?
The
Why now?
Alan Wake TV series is actually a thing. So AMC, the ones who made The Walking Dead, not they didn't make. The ones
Profiling.
who showed The Walking
Get
Dead,
into the subject's
produced,
head.
published
See
The
what
Walking
they
Dead.
saw. Feel what they felt.
All right.
Use whatever I know
Calm
about
down,
them
calm
to
down
guide my
there.
intuition to
Yeah,
a
yeah.
revelation.
Yep.
Piece
Yeah.
it together.
So AMC, the publishing, the people who published The Walking Dead series, they became the number one. It was the number one show on AMC. Apparently at the time, so there's an interview with Ilkka and Matthew. Matthew is on video call. Ilkka is right next to Sam. It was before Alan Wake 2 came out. I think it was sometime in 2023. I think. And they were talking about like everything else. So there, Sam mentioned that AMC has bought the rights of Alan Wake, and they will be making a TV show. Now, after that, nothing has happened. No news. After that, nothing. It's completely dead silent. I don't know what's happening there. Again, I was told to not ask anything to Sam Lake regarding that either, because they were like, okay, if anything's gonna happen, they're gonna officially either tweet about it, not a tweet, but like make a video about it. It will be an official announcement. So they told me, or like the people when I was talking to Sam, like they told me like those questions you cannot ask. So because they wanted, if any official announcement happened, they would do it official instead of doing this. So yeah, no idea what's happening. But technically, according to Sam Lake, at that time, AMC has the rights. It could be possible that they're not moving along with it. It could be possible that they're currently working on it. Very hard to say. But yeah, that has been going on that is something that they're doing, I think. So we'll see. Pinned comment on Matthew X account has the YouTube link. Give it about 20 years. Matthew's X account? I don't think Matthew Porretta has a. I don't know, somebody else. I guess you're talking about. 20 years down the road. Yeah, 20 years probably it's gonna probably come up. But yeah, that's how it is.
Agent Nightingale has been MIA for 13 years. How did he end up here?
Up from the lake that's not a lake. It's dark. He was there too. You are not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise.
Robert Nightingale came from the lake.
Sorry for his fan
before his
club. Oh,
murder.
no problem. Don't be sorry about that. That's completely fine. I was wondering, does he have? And then I realized like he does. I tried convincing him, but that didn't happen. That just did not happen, did it? Hold on. Oh my god, what happened? Who else? What is this? Sorry. So as I said, I posted earlier, like this one episode that came out a few hours ago. I posted the episode of. I posted this episode of not that. Lucy James. She is a journalist in GameSpot, and she works there at GameSpot. She actually recently with San Diego Comic-Con, she hosted a panel for Dragon Age Veilguard at San Diego Comic-Con this Friday, I think, this past Friday. So yeah, she's a very well-known journalist. And she works at GameSpot, and yeah, very cool people. Very cool people. That's weird. Very, very amazing person. I've looked up to her for so long, and I was just taking a look at what she has done and all that stuff, and I was like, maybe it would be great to talk to her. And when she said yes, I would like, what? And so getting to talk to her was very cool. So I had again the best conversation one of the best conversations in the podcast. We literally talked about video games and what she did as a creator. No, not a creator, but what she did as like in journalism in some ways, or in the video game industry. To work in the video game industry, she worked at GameSpot for like 10 years now, and continuing. And she's like, I don't know if you guys know, but she's part of Friends Per Second podcast. She's there as well. Friends Per Second podcast has Lucy, Ralph from Skill Up, and Jake Baldino from Game Ranks, if anybody knows those. So very cool. I just really wanted to talk to her, and then we did, and so I'm really happy. So right now, Lucy not only like follows me and all that stuff, which is very cool. And I'm like, it would be great to work with GameSpot. It would be awesome. If I can do that, I don't know. If that is even possible, if that is even in the cards or something. But I would love to do that, to be honest. Seeing her following me on Twitter and Instagram, and then some of the people from GameSpot following me and all that, I was like, oh, that's cool. And so I posted this story like, okay, the episode is out and all that stuff. And Lucy obviously like shared it. All that, and GameSpot then shared it on their story. So that is very, very cool that they did that. This is very, very cool. So I'm just gonna type that in. This is really cool that GameSpot shared this. So I just want to say thank you to these guys really quickly. Okay. I think I know who shared it, but I am not exactly sure if he shared it, but I think I know, but I'm not sure. Could be very wrong. Wow, I do not know how to post things in Instagram. Wow, I really don't know how to post things in Instagram. What the hell? It's crazy. I love this. This is very cool. Trying to see who else followed me and all that stuff. Sorry if I'm just taking a look at my phone. That's not what I usually do. But just too many notifications came by. I'm like, what is happening? Why is there so many notifications? So I'm just checking some things out really quickly. Sorry, I'm just gonna take a little bit of time here. What just happened here? Twitter, like Instagram, got a lot of notification. Not used to this thing. Like notification, what is that? Wow. Okay. I'm sorry. Just gonna stop that there.
Nightingale was
AMC holding Alan Wake hostage now.
Why?
Like some gaming companies have so many awesome IPs and do nothing with it. That's true.
Off, but somebody's home. Somebody's home.
This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a ritual. And Nightingale a component. They didn't see him as a person. More like a container for something.
And all acted by Doug. Cockle. Oh, now I see some frame drops. Which is always fun. Should there be another profile? I think I did everything filing, right? Yep. Oh, now I talk to Sam.
The lake is connected
Alex.
to Nightingale somehow. Casey, let's take a look down by the lake. Lead the way.
Sounds good. This way, right?
Right.
Well, okay. Well, I'll just wait here.
You just wait there, bitch. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
This
So I'm not
one
gonna
your
go for
hunches,
too long.
Anderson?
I can see
Did
how
something
the
happen
frame
at the
drops are
lake?
already happening.
I think Nightingale came up from that direction. From the lake. Probably looking for shelter. Safety. They were waiting for him.
When you're ready, I'd love to hear what you put together so far.
Sure. It's not that complicated. Nightingale was out in the woods alone at night, possibly nude. The killers knew he was here, ambushed him, dragged him to the campgrounds, strapped him to the table, cut his heart out. But then they were interrupted by those witnesses, the Bookers. The job is unfinished.
That seems pretty complicated to me.
Tracks. Barefoot.
Tracks.
Nightingales?
Didn't even let him say
They come
anything.
out from under the boulder.
It makes no sense. I didn't know trees got that big.
There's a piece of paper on the ground.
No remorse. I mean, not remorse, but like no care for what Casey is saying. I know it's
A
too
page
realistic.
full
It's
of
very good.
text on one side. Not a printout. Written with a typewriter. Old school. Lines scratched out and edits added with a pen.
I think the first song is about to come.
Like a manuscript. Page of a story. The killer left a message.
It's for us.
Thank you so much, Daddy.
The
I
text
appreciate
is
it.
about us.
Thank you so much for being here. And hope
The
you have a
victim
great
was
day
one
as
of their
well.
own.
I appreciate that.
FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale. And then there was the page they found. The first step down into terrifying depths.
Reading
the
the words. These words felt like a message.
Felt like a message.
Someone knew they were here. Someone playing a game with them. An invitation. How could they not accept? Even if they knew it would end up hurting them.
Or not.
Someone's been watching us.
Nope, not there.
Playing a sick game with us.
You were right. This is right up my alley. Nightingale came this way. Either he dropped this page, or the killers left it for us.
Time to do that caseboard thing.
I think he came from the lake. But his tracks make no sense.
There's one more thing, it seems. Profile someone, hey. And the game gave me hints because I'm stupid.
We found a page in the woods. A story about these events. What is Nightingale's role in this?
I carry his words close to my chest now. Inside, the awful truth. You must dig it out.
Something was put inside
right then.
him. In his chest. I must find out what.
Oh, I profiled him like an idiot and I didn't even add that.
Found all I can here. Time to properly examine the body. See what I can find inside.
Oh, this is where we go back to, I think we go back to
Casey, I think something's been put inside Nightingale's body.
the FBI?
Let's tell the deputies to
case,
get the
sorry.
body to the town morgue.
Okay.
The morgue, yeah.
Whoever wrote that page made sure it read like a story. Like a scene from a thriller.
I hate all of it. The text said we'd find more. I believe it.
But what's the purpose? They're twisting events to create their own narrative. To do what? Entertain some fantasy? Projecting their desires? Are we characters or the audience?
Characters.
Witnesses to their design?
Witnesses.
All the above?
It's all about
You made it
control.
back. Good.
Deciding what happens to who.
Let him talk.
Don't let it drag you
Deputy.
in.
Too late. I'm already hooked. I need the next chapter.
I hope you didn't get stuck in any of those big puddles. Crazy flooding down there, huh? Just like
Flooding.
I said.
I heard crazy flirting down there. I'm like,
Deputy,
excuse me?
I want the body taken back to town for a proper examination ASAP.
Well, sure. But the coroner won't be back in town for another week after Deerfest.
Not a
Dear
problem.
Fist.
I'll do it myself.
Oh, and Sheriff Breaker called to say he's got the bookers at the Oh Dear Diner in town. Oh, and I've got a key to the gate. It's a shortcut back to the parking lot just up the hill.
Oh. I love how it says, oh. Shortcut key. Alright, Casey.
Thanks. Let's get the car, drive to Bright Falls, and talk to these witnesses, the bookers.
At the diner, right?
I like how they like
Let's try that
hide
shortcut the deputy mentioned.
when we're opening a chest or
Seems
we're
like a nice town
opening
so
a
far.
door.
Murders aside,
They block that.
pretty woods. Cute lodge we got set up in. We should go for a hike if we get a chance.
Now you're just being mean, Anderson.
Deputies aren't exactly up to the task, but
Hey,
hopefully
these guys
the
are very
sheriff will be more
cute.
helpful.
Not a surprise about the deputies. Doubt they see much stuff this gruesome.
These two are very cute. I really love the chemistry in this game. Yeah, we all need a IRL Deer Fest, don't we? That'd be great. I
A
think
lunchbox
I
again.
did get this one before.
Who's leaving these out here?
We are all in this together, hero. Have a heroic day. I thought we would get these things done, but I think I'm gonna have to do these again. This is for... No, sorry, where am I going? Brightfall has like what, 8? Sorry, not Brightfall. Golden Lake has 8. Brightfall has 7. And there's another one in the middle. I remember this was like glowing red later on. It glows red, and I'm like, can I get in and turn that off? Like, there's literally a ladder somewhere. This one, like, that can be, brought down, but I never figured it out. Maybe you cannot do anything there. I'm gonna try to finish like one chapter.
Yet. Heart removed, tripod, tracks leading to a dead end.
A tripod for a camera? To record a snuff film?
What else would it be for Casey? Tripod.
And why take out his heart just to throw it away?
To stuff in something for us to find.
There you go. Casey knows it. Casey is the killer. See, they don't show that. And I feel like because there is no such animation there to show that, so they just let it be, and it's pretty cool. They just let it be, and we are not going here. And yeah, don't show the animation that way. Because they didn't make an animation for it. Because it requires extra details and all that stuff.
Let's drive back to town and meet the sheriff at the dine.
There you go. Just gonna do this one, the chapter ends, and then
I can't get that manuscript page out of
when
my
also
head.
end. And there it
I've
is.
never seen killers reach out so directly.
There's the audio problems that this game has sometimes. Beautiful.
Before.
Damn impressive work so far. With your technique.
Oh, this is the Twin
punches
Peaks one.
were moving fast.
Full on audio delay.
About taking a case so far from home, but I'm thrilled to be here for this mystery.
Still going. We are coffee.
Need to swing by the lodge to get anything from the field office?
No, I'm all set.
I'll park there anyway. I want to walk to the diner, get a feel for the town.
This is so good. I feel like we can just watch a TV show like this. But that'd be a lot of work, to be honest. That'd be so much work to do this that way.
The diner's just up the waterfront.
I also
Should've
need to
kept the
see
sheriff and our
Twin
witnesses
Peaks, to
with
be
it.
honest. I've not seen it.
Smell coffee.
But I've seen that classic going to the road and Twin Peaks. It's very cool. It's a very iconic shot, really.
Hello.
Hello. Really? That's all you're gonna say? Alright.
Just how much
Did it
coffee
fall
have
out?
you had today, Charlie?
The fuck? They did with Fallout? They did. I mean, they did Fallout, but the Fallout was live action. I mean, it depends upon what they would do with anything else, to be honest. So,
let me guess. The FBI. Welcome to Bright Falls. It's nice to have you here. I got you both some coffee.
Nice.
It's Washington's finest.
Nice to meet you, Sheriff. I'm set for coffee.
You know, I wouldn't say no to another.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. This is Agent Alex Casey.
Tim Breaker. And let me just say, I'm happy you two are here. Frankly, we could use the help.
All right, Tim.
Your deputies said you had a couple of witnesses here.
They made them sound like suspects.
Mulligan and Thornton are still on about that? No, the Bookers don't strike me as the murdering type, but you can decide for yourselves. They're just inside having coffee and pie to calm their nerves.
I'll see what they have to say. Casey, you compare notes with the sheriff.
Take your time.
Take your time. I will not do that.
We've looked through the case files you sent over, Sheriff. Have you had many people besides the known victims go missing?
Sure.
They both are looking
But
towards
it's
me.
slowed down ever since Cauldron Lake was fenced off.
Well, they talk.
Let me guess.
Themselves.
Missing person cases spiked around 2010.
This is hilarious.
The fence was built just after.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Tim is like, I'm not gonna lose sight of her. Look at him stare at me like that. I don't know.
Go ahead, Anderson. We'll be here.
He is. Oh wow. Okay. Now he's not looking at me for some. Oh, there he is. There's the look. I don't know why he's so worried looking at me. It's so weird. They have the opportunity to make really good TV show. It can be done if they. But yeah, it can be done for sure.
I can't believe that happened.
It can be done.
I still feel like I'm
Excuse
gonna be
me.
sick.
I'm Agent Saga Anderson. Are you the Bookers?
That's us?
I'm Tammy, and he's Ed.
He's on to me now.
Just Saga is fine, Ed.
So, are we being charged with anything? Because if not, we'd love to get back to our hotel and decompress after what we saw. Take a bath, scream into pillows, that kind of thing.
We're not charging you. I just have a few questions. Nothing to stress about, okay?
Why?
So what did
That's
you
the question.
see in the
Why?
woods?
This naked dude came out of the lake, and he was acting crazy, shouting weird shit at us. He must have been on something.
Unless skinny dipping at dawn is a thing around here.
Then we heard shooting. We ran into these psychos in deer masks. They were tearing into the naked guy with knives, like some kind of satanic cult. And then we bolted and called the cops.
And here we are.
What makes you say it was a cult?
The masks and knives aren't enough.
They were shouting, "Cult of the tree. The cult of the tree. Cult of the tree."
Okay.
Oh, and then we found out. The whole thing was terrifying. That's all.
They hit something. Profiling time. These bitches. I mean, just kidding. These people. Demon Killer. Love this game. Too scary, so I gave up. Fuck third person, but this is the only third person game I'll play. I'll get back to it eventually. Perfect job with this. Imagine a VR version. VR version for this? How's it going, Demon Killer? Thank you so much for being here. I can understand why you would be kind
of the tree is behind
scared of it. It is not really that scary, to be honest.
Much more complicated.
But it is. It has the horror elements
start a new
in it.
file. But it's my first cult case. Exciting.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not that scary, to be honest. For me, at least, it was not that scary. But it depends. You know, it depends from people to people. So, you know, I just try it out. You know, you can take your time and try it out.
I need to know more about the Cult of the Tree if I'm going to shut them down.
I know. That is for later. We got. Oh, okay. This is what kind of cult, and the other one is cult goal. Calm down. Cult psychology. Should also come in here. And more questions. I think we're done here. Yeah. No. Profiling time. This one I don't remember the profiling
the
of.
The tree. What are the Bookers telling me?
I found their necklace. The symbol is 2 triangles.
The cult wants their spruce tree back, Tammy.
Finders keepers, Ed. My publisher will want this on the cover.
Tammy found something. A necklace belonging to one of the cultists.
Yeah. I mean, I say that because I love horror games. So I've played a lot of horror games. I really enjoy them. So for me, it's not that scary, but it is. Yeah, it has some scary stuff for sure. I was never jump scared in this game, even though there are those jump scares, which is really fun. I like the sound effects of those jump scares and like the visual style of the jump scares. A lot of people didn't like them apparently. I don't know, but I really liked it, so I enjoyed it. I know a lot of people might not, but I had a good time. So for me, those jump scares were not really jump scares. I think the only time I got a little scared was this second boss fight you have. Not second boss fight. What's the boss fight where you have like in the underground, there's water? That's the only part I think I was a little scared of. And then another scary part where you see a human body in 2 different sides. It's up here and then down here, like reflective. That was a little scarier, but yeah, that's it. That was the thing. The first playthrough I did during Alan's section, I had my flashlight off and got scared so much with every shadow enemy. Oh, yeah, I can see that, yeah. It's scary as hell. It gives me weird-ass dreams at night. It's that scary. And how do you not get jump scared? Brave man. Cynthia Weaver. Yeah, Cynthia Weaver. Cynthia Weaver was a fun one. That was the one I was like, okay, that's pretty creepy for sure. Cynthia Weaver for sure that was one. Yeah, so I've played a lot of horror games. So I wouldn't say I breezed through it, but like it was really fun. I really enjoy how presentation is done. Presentation of horror games are done. So this was presented very well. So I like that presentation. I was like, this is very cool. So that's why I don't get scared that way. I just appreciate the scariness that a game brings. Sometimes there are some games that I get scared, but mostly I'm appreciative of the scariness that the game brings. So that's what I had with this. And again, dark storytelling and some scariness. Right up my alley.
We're at Cauldron Lake. Why?
The fence was built to hide what's there. They say the rider fell in the lake.
Private party. No trespassing.
My book has questions. Past the bolt cutters.
They broke in for the sake of Tammy's book. Nothing to do with a murder. They were telling the truth.
She has superpowers that helps her easily. Not a big issue at all. Don't have anything.
So you found something there, right? A necklace these cultists may have dropped.
Okay. Wow.
Yep, I know it all.
How did you put that together?
It's evidence. You need to hand it over.
Told you not to keep that thing to me.
Evidence. Cutscene time with Rose.
Thanks. This could prove to be helpful.
Oh, I would love to have VR horror. I don't have a VR headset. I would love to play a VR game. I've been waiting. One day I will get the VR headset and I'll play horror games all day.
Saga Anderson, as I live and breathe. I thought we'd never see you back here after that awful, awful thing happened to your baby girl. How are you? I'm sorry. Who are you? I don't know what you're talking about. It's me, silly. Rose.
Rose.
You know me. I don't think I do. And what horrible thing happened to my baby girl? She drowned. Your daughter. That's so weird you don't remember. How do you know I have a daughter? Oh, I know what this is. You're blocking out your traumatic memories. Happens on TV all the time. No.
Of course, happens on TV all the time.
You're mistaking me for someone else. If you say so.
I remember someone selling. My God, I cannot speak. I remember someone saying that when they saw this scene, they were like, "Oh, Rose is an evil bitch. She is a scary person." And I'm like, I mean, I don't know if she's a scary person there, but we'll see that.
So, Rose, help me out. How do you think we know each other?
We all know each other around here. It's been a while, but I never forget a face. Or a coffee order.
Guess I just have one of those faces.
That's it? That's how you end
Seen
up?
anything out of the ordinary in town lately? Suspicious people in deer masks?
No one's suspicious. But soon enough, there'll be lots of happy people wearing deer masks for Deerfest. Practically everyone will be wearing one.
Good to know.
Good to know. All right. Yeah, I would love to play VR games. I am excited to play some. If I get a VR game, so when VR came out, I was like, oh man, I would love to play VR. And I never played VR because I don't have the headset, and that's a little expensive. I would not like to get it. But once I get one VR, I'll play the horror games first. That's what I have in mind. Play horror games, get the shit scared out of me, and yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be really fun. Horror games are like spicy food for me. Like if I found hot Cheetos, hot as fuck, but I love them. With horror things, I get scared so easily. But that's what, yeah. It's. I mean, I don't get scared easily at this point. I used to get scared very easily. At one point in time, like back in 2015, sorry, like around 10 years ago or something, I would get very scared. But then I started playing, started watching some things, and then started playing, and then I went onwards, and I now I love horror games. With all the horror they bring, I love the horror they bring. I love the storytelling that they have. So yeah, it's been fun. I hate spicy food, but some everyone try VR horror. If this game doesn't scare them, I'm done with VR horror for now. I can't do it. It's way too damn good. Yeah, I would love to play VR horror. It'd be very cool, and I think I'll have a very different experience, and I think I'll be scared and all that stuff for sure. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I can do it in this house. I feel like people will start complaining and be like, "What are you doing?" Like, I'm sorry. I'll have to apologize. Dimitri, can I recommend any horror games where the accent is not on jump scares and certain loud sounds, but on atmosphere? On atmosphere, I think so. Obviously this game, but other games would be Little Nightmares 1 and 2. Both of them are not exactly horror, but it has that horror feel to it. So Little Nightmares 1 and 2, very cool horror games. Silent Hill 2 specifically. The remake is coming out, so Silent Hill 2. If the remake comes out, I can play that. But I would recommend playing the Silent Hill 2 original one. Resident Evil 4 remake, Resident Evil 2 remake, for sure. Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 4 remake a little bit. Resident Evil 4 remake is a little bit more action, but still has horror elements in there. Resident Evil 2 remake for sure, and Resident Evil 7, definitely. Visage is a very cool game that you can play. Madison might have some jump scares, but it has some pretty cool atmosphere. But it has some jump scares. So Madison is one. Visage does not have that. Visage has some jump scare moments, but I love Visage quite a bit. It's probably one of my favorite horror games of all time. And I do not remember anything else. I don't remember anything that can come at the top of my head. Those are the ones I remember. So yeah, there you go. Jake, how's it going? Welcome. Only 8K. Damn, I assume based off quality of content you had a lot more. Unfortunately, I don't. But thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you have a good day. Thank you so much. Outlast, that does have jump scare, but the atmosphere is creepy as fuck. I only like Outlast and Outlast Whistleblower. Yeah, Outlast Whistleblower and Outlast both are very cool. But Outlast is very jump scare based. It is completely jump scare based and sudden loud sounds. So that is not the best game to recommend because Dimitri doesn't want, jump scares and sound effects stuff. The Outlast is completely about that. Outlast and Outlast Whistleblower. I did not like Outlast 2. That was not a fun game for me. The only parts I did like Outlast 2 was the school parts. Other than that, everything was like a little too much. Not fun. It was frustrating for me. Little Nightmares. Ellen 2 is one of my favorite. Yeah, Little Nightmares 2 is very cool. It's a very, very fun game. Very cool. DG001, thank you so much for being here. Alien Isolation, yes, it's a very... Yeah, Alien Isolation is a very cool game. Does not rely on jump scares at all. I mean, there are one or two, but like not many. But it does not rely on jump scares. It's based on the Alien franchise. You see Xenomorph there, the alien. A very cool game. It's based on... I think it's between Alien and Aliens, the movies. Alien and Aliens movie is based... It's between those two movies. Very well done. Very cool. Never got a sequel. I wish that game had something more. It never scared me, but it was a very fun one. I really enjoyed it. It was great. I love that. Love that game. Maybe Outlast Whistleblower is not really good. But Madison's scarier in VR. Yeah, Madison I've not played in VR. And you hate Resident Evil? I love Resident Evil. Resident Evil is so fun. Resident Evil 7, when I saw I love that E3. 2016 was it, I think? And Resident Evil was shown 7 and Resident Evil was very cool. Resident Evil 7 was the one I really loved. It's such a one horror game. True horror was Resident Evil 7 in the modern times. So I really love that game. It's so cool. It also has some jump scares a little bit, at least in the initial stages. Then it doesn't have. So very fun horror game. Really love Resident Evils. I think if you want to play like a little bit fun Resident Evil, I think Resident Evil 4 remake you will like because it's not horror. It's more action. It has horror elements, but it doesn't have. It's more action. That's how it is. Like Alan Wake is more action than horror. Alan Wake is completely action, but Resident Evil 4 remake has that horror elements. You go through these at night, dark forest, darker rooms, those kind of things. But it's not really scary in that. There is although one oh that's Village, never mind. Yeah, it's not that scary. So there you go. Subnautica, yes, Rutraj, that's definitely one. Still Wakes the Deep, yeah, that Still Wakes the Deep came out recently. Still Wakes the Deep is also pretty cool. If you watch the Thing movie, then Still Wakes the Deep will remind you of that game, of that movie. At least it did for me. So Still Wakes the Deep, pretty cool. Walking simulator, horror game, not jump scary, so you like that if you want to play that. So Jake says Outlast, I feel like lost the plot. No idea why they went multiplayer for the latest. I think the multiplayer actually did a very good job. Because the multiplayer Outlast Trials, a lot of people are playing it. Believe it or not. I don't know. I have not really checked the numbers. But if I see Steam charts. But I remember seeing a lot of people actually liking it. They're putting out contents, which is pretty cool. So, you know, they have been doing a good job with that game. A lot of new characters and stuff like that. Not a lot of people playing it though. I can see that right now. It's only 4,000 people, but like still, they did a good job over there. Although I would love to have like a single player experience, but I don't know why they did that. But it's fine. So many recommendations, you know. DG says, where are you from, India? If you're comfortable sharing that, yeah, for sure. So I'm in Bangalore right now. I used to be, I have studied and I was born and all that stuff in another state called Orissa. But right now I'm in Bangalore. That's where I'm living. So yeah, there you go. I hated Ari because everyone's obsessed with it, number one. And number two, not interested in the story, and high quality graphics are what I'm not into. Classic bullshit. I mean, it doesn't have high quality. So you're not into this game? Is that what you mean? Because this has much better quality. I feel like Resident Evil 7 has that quality.
At the morgue if you're ready to go take a look.
Yeah, the graphics are pretty good. It's very good graphics with the remakes and everything.
Chrissy, I got a lead. Looks like we're dealing with a cult.
It's a fun game, you know?
The cult of the tree.
A murder cult. Fuck.
Have you heard of this cult of the tree, Sheriff?
Only the urban legend. If you're in the woods at night, the cult will get you. That sort of thing.
But yeah, I feel like Resident Evil has good horror game, zombies and all that stuff. So, oh, you need high quality graphics. Oh.
Who else to keep this city clean if not?
Oh, I read something else. I read you're not into it. So that's what you're into, not classic. Okay. So yeah, I would highly recommend you playing Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, although that's not horror. Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil 4 Remake. They have great graphics. They really nailed that graphics. It looks as close to this. The engine they changed completely. It's a brand new engine, and you will love it. If you see some gameplay, you will realize how good it looks. Resident Evil 2 Remake looks amazing. Resident Evil 7, first person, by the way, looks incredible. Same for Village. They all are amazing looking games. So if you want high quality graphics, RE7, RE Village, that is Resident Evil 8, RE4, RE2 Remake, great.
Morning, Sheriff. Looks like you have some guests.
Alright, how about you shut the fuck up? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, real important guests.
Ilian Kennedy, where to find good horror games? Need to play Revel.
Too true. More the
Revel, I've never heard of that.
Have a good one, Sheriff.
Yeah, modern RE games are high quality. If you like atmosphere, try Firewatch 2. Firewatch is not really an atmosphere kind of game. Firewatch is a very good story game. It's a very good story.
Oh, FBI. What do you think that's about, Marge?
Why do you hate them?
That nursing home.
Okay, you then need to stop talking. Why do you hate them so much?
Hey, what do you know about that
VR?
waitress from the diner?
Rose?
Skull. I think RE7 in terms of horror games and match. Honestly, I haven't played it because that's one of the RE games I'm scared to play. Yeah, it's a scary game.
She kept saying that
it's
my
a horror
daughter
game,
drowned.
straight up.
She even knew my name.
Evil
It's
Within,
all
I have
very
not
weird.
played Evil Within. That's a game I would love to play. Callisto Protocol, I have seen people did not like that game at all. So I don't know if I'm going to play that. But I will play Evil Within someday. Unfortunately, the studio has been shut down, which is very unfortunate. But I would love to play Evil Within. I've never played that game. I know a lot of people like that because it was a little fresh than Resident Evil. And it has a very interesting story. It plays very differently to Resident Evil, I think, at the same time. But I remember it was a pretty good game. It's a walking... Yeah, it's not... Yeah, so Firewatch is not a horror game. But it's a very good walking simulator. It's a very good story game. One of my favorite games, easily. And I talked to the person who played Delilah from that game. She is Sissy Jones. I talked to her.
Like to take a closer
she
look
played
as soon as possible.
Delilah in Firewatch.
Lead the way, Sheriff.
So she was in the podcast Behind the Voice. If you guys want to check it out, she also played Andreja in Starfield. So that was also a thing.
We appreciate the support, Sheriff.
That was very cool.
Have a nice day.
Yep.
Just here to pay my ticket.
So we share a morgue with the funeral home next door. It's a shoestring budget. I guess
Shoestring
you guys
budget.
don't have that problem, though. Our only coroner rotates between a few other towns, and he's away this week. But you can handle this, right?
I'm qualified to perform examinations. Yes.
I think RE7 is in VR, right? I believe so. It is. Would be my obituary. Oh, wait. I love remakes. Oh, sorry.
Something about
I gave up on RE4 remake VR because it's too damn long and not interesting enough. And like I said, I hate the series because one, everyone's obsessed into. Could never get into it. Okay. That's fine. I know some people like when everybody's obsessed with it, they want to play it, and I get it. It's fine. But I feel like if you really want to play, because RE7 and RE8 are completely their own thing. So if you really want to say play Resident Evil and get a different look to it, you just have RE7 and RE8. That's a very good one. Doesn't have high graphics still. RE7 and 8. Yeah, so the remakes have the new graphics system. The RE7 and RE8, the engines that was used for those games was used in the remakes. So play the remakes if you want. RE2 remake, I would recommend that one. That was a good one. And because it's slower and all that. And RE7, play RE7. RE7 is very good. If you want to play that. RE7 is actually very good. It's a very different one. In VR is good. Yeah, I've never played. I never played any of the games in VR, so I don't know. Maybe it is. I want to see you play in VR now. Have you played the... I have. When the game came out, the expansion, in Summer Game Fest, they announced the expansion. The next day I played it. I played the full thing. So it's a 3-hour long DLC. 3 episodes. One is hour long. Each is hour long. So I played the DLC. Very fun. Night Springs was awesome. I loved it. I think I loved the 3rd chapter one, the Tim Breaker one. It was not called Team Breaker, it was something else. But the Tim Breaker one, I really loved it. Time Breaker, that's what it's called. Time Breaker. We're a big fan.
I can't get through this.
Big thing happens here.
Let's take a look at our patient.
Hello there.
I'll start with the external inspection before performing the internal examination.
I'm seeing...
What was the cause of death?
There's writing on here.
PP right away.
Can't make it out.
Writing? How'd they manage that?
Shut up.
Uh-huh.
I'm just kidding.
They did leave something inside his chest. This looks like text. A tattoo?
Lines.
Nightingale didn't strike me as a tattoo guy. Defensive wounds. He put up a fight.
The body shows signs of being submerged in water post-mortem.
There you go. Caseboard time. Quickly gonna go through this case, but this is not the case. Quickly gonna go through this caseboard. Finish this first chapter, I think.
Time to see what Nightingale's body can tell us.
James Evergarden, welcome. Just came to say hello and congrats on the 8,000. Thank you so much for coming by, saying hello and congratulating me on that. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. It's insane. It's crazy to get to 8,000. That's crazy. Thank you. You guys are saying something. I find a lot of games like Puppet Combo games, if you have heard of them, absolutely terrifying. But they have a certain old school art style, not realistic or anything. Puppet Combo games. I have not seen those, unfortunately. I'm sorry. There's a mod that hooks into the RE engine and enable VR in all the RE remade games and RE7 and RE8. RE7 and RE8, I think, have official VR stuff. I think RE7 does. RE4 also obviously has. I don't know about RE. I think RE8 also has. But I've seen the mods. Yeah, I've seen those mods. Which one is the favorite? Yeah, I mentioned the favorite episode is the 3rd one. And you just mentioned that. I'd love to see Remedy gets right back. Yeah, it's from Microsoft right now, so they cannot really get the right back at the moment. Hopefully in the future. They got the rights for Control, so maybe they can get the rights for Quantum Break. Who knows? Mods being with PC got them to PC devs. So much freedom with PC, none for the console. Has better horror too. What are you talking about? I mean, I don't know. Like horror games on PlayStation were also very cool. If you didn't know about which was not supposed to happen, which never happened, Silent Hill PT, the demo, that was only for PlayStation. So there's a lot of PlayStation only games, I think, at the same time that were very good. So
Chest wound is cause of death, but the corpse is bloated, waterlogged. Doesn't add up.
Doesn't add up. Of course it doesn't. Ritual writing.
There's definitely something in his chest.
Did the killers leave it there?
We are there on the moment where he wakes up. It is, yeah, the moment where he wakes up. Oh my god. You see the whole thing, I guess. Then. The PP and everything. First chapter is gonna end soon.
It's the same type of page we found at Cauldron Lake.
Sam Lake.
Nightingale hunted Saga. Didn't see her. The Taken could not see into bright light. Light hurt them, made them vulnerable. Nightingale had no heart, but here he was, killing.
Someone's created a fucked up fantasy about us.
That they did.
Hey, hold on. We found these kinds of pages. I didn't think they were relevant to this case. I have them right here.
He found these pages for himself. These are for him. That's why he was taken away.
No, wait.
Sheriff?
What the hell?
Show me the clicker.
Give me the clicker out. Meow. A lot of death.
Didn't see her. Could not see into bright light.
Man, the first time I played this, I got fucked up so much in this situation. Because I didn't realize what I was supposed to do.
I'll make you pay.
Again, played by Doug Cockle, who played The Witcher. Or Geralt of Rivia in Witcher, sorry. He played Geralt of Rivia in Witcher. Can you believe it?
No,
that's him. Robert Nightingale in this game.
Said to get into the light.
Which is also like a different character, by the way. It was not. It was supposed to be someone else. That is him. Oh, you're talking about why MS is holding the rights, not on PC, only on PSVR. Oh, Max Payne? Yeah, Rockstar has Max Payne. Rockstar has currently Max Payne, which is what they had, what they always had actually.
Now.
They always had that from the very get-go.
Get out of my house.
What dang for her?
Vanished.
There you go. Song time. But it's not a loop one. What's the song this is? Oh, Follow. Good song. Anyway. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Max Payne, it was always theirs from the get-go. They were the publishers. Remedy at the time did not have publishing anything. They didn't have money to do that. So it was always Rockstar from the very get-go. Max Payne 1 was also Rockstar. Max Payne 2 was also Rockstar. So it was always with Rockstar. And yeah, they have the IP, but they're not doing anything. Actually, the remakes are happening because Rockstar is allowing them to do that. So yeah, that's happening because of Rockstar. So they still have the IP, which is unfortunate, you know. So like I have PS. So I have PS5, but literally I have nothing. I've noticed. I've noticed PC is always the one that has better horror. I mean, those games are also available on PS5. You know, it's not like they're only available on PC. So they're also available on PS5 at the same time. Yeah, Callisto Protocol I know got some bad rep, but at the same time the gameplay is not so good. It looks great, details are great, but the gameplay is not great. So that's the problem with them. Unfortunately, Collision Protocol. That's why it never got anywhere. I never played the game, but I saw the gameplay and I just didn't like it. So, you know, it was made by a veteran from Dead Space, but unfortunately, it didn't work out. Well, to use melee, melee for combat, putting monsters in your face like that and making them killable by melee attacks. Scariness away from me. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Any game where I can kill the monsters immediately becomes less scary to me. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Just needed time to get used to it. It was amazing, but not for a horror game in my opinion. I mean, it can also be for a horror game, which is fine. It's not meant to be Alien Isolation. It was supposed to be action heavy. Yeah, I was expecting more like Dead Space. That's what I was expecting. So Dead Space, you have like ammo scarcity. You have to manage your inventory a little bit. Again, ammo scarcity, so all that. So you have a reason to be like, oh shit, I cannot use much. I need to save my ammo, all that stuff. And you have these dark corridors and all that stuff. So it's very hard to, you have to really look around, see how you can do all these things. That's how it was in Dead Space. That's what I was expecting from Callisto Protocol. That's what the trailer showed as well, but didn't really work out that well. Yeah, they're willing to work with Remedy to do Max Payne remakes for sure. Superhero of the chapter son. Yeah. Imagine Dead Space in VR. It was played. It was scary. Played a little, though. To share play from someone who has it, but the fact it being third person, no. Really, you don't like third person at all? That's interesting. Lord, why did I don't know. Oh, it might be an auto deletion. I'm sorry about that. It might be an auto deletion. This fucking YouTube. I might need to take that away. Might be the auto deletion. So apologies for that. But you know, I feel like if you are a little bit turned off by third person, which I fine. I mean, I don't want to say something against it, but I feel like you're missing out on Dead Space if you're turned off by third person, because it's really good as a horror game. It's a very good one. But yeah, VR. I mean, VR as good as it is for horror, there's not a lot of horror games in VR. So yeah, that's just how it is. Star Wars Squadrons is fantastic in VR. I did not know that had VR. Alien VR definitely getting when it comes. Yeah, I don't know how that coming get up. Now, first person for me is, yeah, first person is more immersive for sure. But I feel like third person is also doing a great job with horror. I feel like there's a lot of good there's a lot of horror games that are third person, to be honest. And those are the classic ones. Not classic ones, but those are the ones that brought horror where it is. Like Dead Space, Resident Evil, and even Evil Within, and what else was there? Silent Hill. All the games that Remedy has is third person, so only third person I'll play. Yeah, I mean, all the Remedy games are third person, so I don't mind third person. It doesn't become less immersive for me. But I can, obviously, with first person, there's more immersion, for sure. But, yeah, you can make some exceptions, I guess. Yeah, Star Wars Squadrons is a space game for Star Wars. I did not know it had a VR. It's weird to play in VR. But yeah, I've never played a VR game, and I don't really know if I can play in VR at all. That game. I would love to get a VR sometime. We'll see about how that happens. But this is where I'll stop the game for now. That's what I'm going to do here. And I'm going to go back to the main camera. But yeah, I mean, as far as you guys don't have any questions, I have answered all the questions that there were. So thank you everybody for asking the questions. I appreciate that. I didn't want to take this too long, and it's already been a little too long, so I don't want to keep you guys too long for here. So if you guys have any other questions that you want to ask me or something, you can do that right now. I'm gonna stay here for like what, 15 minutes, I guess you can say, 15 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna shut it, stop and not bore you guys about this. Yeah, there's only exception to me. You probably can, but you gotta slow yourself into VR. If you go full hours long, play session, you get sick. If you adopt, yeah, I don't think so I'll play Squadrons in VR. I think I'll play all the horror games in VR. That's what I'll play. I remember when VR came out, Oculus Rift, when that came out, or just Oculus, I think it was. There were a few horror games that I really, really wanted to play. I was like, this is so cool. And then now there's some good VR games in general, like Half-Life. I would love to play in VR. Doom, I would love to play in VR. To be honest, I only experienced one VR game. I've played only one. I went to this cafe. There was one VR game. It was called, and everybody knows it, Beat Saber, and I played that. And I was like, man, this is difficult. There was only one game, only one song I played. So that's the only one. It was very cool to see that. Like, I've never experienced VR after that. So I would love to get a VR sometime. Maybe HTC Vive I'll get or something. I don't know. Maybe Oculus. I don't know. We'll see about that. What's in the background? Oh, that some dicks. I'm just kidding. So there's some books there. I can actually show you a little bit. So there's some. I got some books, and where's the webcam here? Yeah, there you go. So I got some books, and there's a Deadpool, there's a Venom, and there's a Spider-Man, and a camera, which says it's going to be Legend. Wait for it, Dairy from How I Met Your Mother. And there's some books. These books, I don't read these books. These books are from my sister, so I don't read these books. I just don't read books. So that's just something I just don't do. But my sister moved out from this area or from this city. And so she has a lot of stuff, and some of the stuff is with me. So not the action figures. They're mine. The clock, that thing, it's not really a cupboard. It's a cupboard, really. That thing, this one, the clock, and the books, that's hers. The action figures are mine. Venom is literally broken at this point. So I am fixing him up, I guess you can say. Finally, a million jump scare plus, I think, surround sound, and it has vibrations on the controller when people talk. So yeah. Oh yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. But I can play VR forever till the stupid battery runs out, and I've never gotten sick, but I feel bad for those who do. Yeah, there are people who do get affected, but some people don't. It's fine. Yeah, so I mean, okay, I'm gonna show. I have only 3 action figures. I kind of hate that I only have 3. I need to clean these. I need to clean my fucking action figures. But I fucking need to clean these. I cleaned them yesterday. Anyway, so this is Spider-Man. This is from Endgame, or not Endgame, Infinity War. Infinity War. Sorry. So this is from the suit. Is from Infinity War. I don't really like this suit, but this is the only Spider-Man, this big Spider-Man, that I got in 2021. I think. Wrong. In 2019, I think it was 2019 when I got this. It's the biggest one that I have. And it had this thing in the back. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. So I removed it. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And it has just this Spidey thing. I don't know what this was. Oh, I remember what this was. Yeah, this was the thing he had on his back. You can attach it here. Didn't like it. So I didn't have it. So yeah, he just sits like this all the time. I also had a Thor. Whoa, where's my Thor? I had a Thor. I don't know where it is. Probably kept it somewhere else. I had a Thor. I remember now. Just remember now. So yeah. No, it was not supposed to be. So it was like not spider legs. It was a flying thing. I don't know why that was there. Odd, very odd. It was something like in the back. I was just not. It made no sense. So I just removed that. Same that you can detach and attach on his arm. And this is Venom. It's very small, but I had this, I think since 2005, 2006 or something. Like, it's very old. It's really old, and his abdomen is fucked. His abdomen is completely fucked. He can be completely removed. Not really, like it's just got destroyed. So he's taped up for the time being, and his legs are no longer. They cannot go up. So it's very old, and these can come off actually. These things. So it's very old. It's still there. I would love to get a new Venom one. I remember his mouth can open just a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit. You cannot even see it. You can barely see it. Just a teeny tiny bit. There's this thing in the back that does the mouth open. It's very old. It looks bad because it's so old and all the dust has been settled and they cannot remove it. So it's very, very old. Yes, I've seen some things, as you can say, yeah. I would love to get a new one. I'm not able to get a good one. I've searched online. Nothing as good as this. I somehow am not able to get as good as this. Muscular. I've seen some ones that are extremely expensive. So maybe one day. And then this Deadpool one I got recently. What do you call this? I forgot. Funko? I don't know if it's called Funko, but that's the only Deadpool thing that I have. I'm like, okay. So I have Deadpool, Spider-Man, and Venom. Spider-Man is the only thing, bobblehead. Yeah, there you go. Spider-Man is the only thing that I remember watching in the animated show. Spider-Man was the animated show. Then I watched Justice League. These are the two shows I watched as superheroes. Spider-Man and I remember in Spider-Man, the animated show, the intro. And I remember seeing Venom for the first time in the intro. And I was like, man, he looks menacing. I want to know more about him. And so with Spider-Man, when I got introduced to that, and then I got introduced to Spider-Man animated show after watching Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So I was like, why is he having this device on his hand? Isn't he supposed to just shoot directly? And I was like, yeah, I think the Spider-Man, the animated series is it's not doing right. This is supposed to be coming out from his wrist. I was a kid. So anyway, so I realized that, okay, that's the comic accurate version. The Tobey Maguire ones was not. But anyway, so when I started watching that, Venom was in the end credits. Not end credits. Venom was in the very end part of the intro. And I loved him. Immediately, I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? That is so good. That was so cool. And I saw some episodes with Venom in it. I had no idea who Venom was. So it was very cool to see the movies and knowing who Venom was and all that stuff. And now, like much later, knowing that, okay, whatever was shown in Spider-Man 3, how he lost how the Spider-Man removes the symbiote from him and how it goes to Eddie is exactly how it happened in comics. So I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. That's really nice. I was wondering if it was, yeah, it's not spider legs, unfortunately. X-Men, yeah, X-Men. I don't know if you have watched X-Men 97, by the way, Jessica. X-Men 97 is so good. It's amazing. My god, they added some depth in X-Men 97. Jesus Christ. Episode 5, was it? Episode 5 or 6? Woo, what an episode. They feel a little off balance. Yeah. VR has some sickness, so make sure to take care of that. Yeah, good video. I'm gonna take a rest now. Thanks to everybody. Yeah, thank you so much for coming by, Demon. And actually, with that being said, I would like to say thank you everybody for coming by as well. I'm gonna stop the stream here. Thank you everybody for coming by, for tuning in, for watching, for coming by, and for asking these questions at the same time. I will be ending this here. And yeah, you know, like I as I said, I would love to do streams once a month on this channel. I don't want to do streams regularly. But if you want to watch me stream and all that stuff, I do have a Twitch channel. So if you guys want to follow me there, I do stream on Twitch. I'm kind of being regular over there. I know Skull has known about that. So if you want to come by and you want to see what this is all about, you can do that. I must check this out. If you follow me, you'll get the notification right here. But if you haven't already, you can do that. I am currently playing. You'll get notifications right away. But that's the notification I have. So yeah, I'm playing right now Kingdom Come Deliverance. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. That was me. It's great. Yeah, it's I'm gonna play. Thank you for the follow, by the way. I'm playing right now Kingdom Come Deliverance. Oh, that's an interesting name. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm playing Professional Chicken Puncher, exactly. I'm the Professional Chicken Puncher there in Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm playing that, and after that, I think I'm going to be playing... That's a lot of dollars there. Thank you for the follow. I'll be playing, after that, Everybody's Following Me Into the Dark, exactly. After that, I'll be playing Quantum Break, I believe. and then I'll see what happens. But yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance is what I'm playing, and I think I'll be streaming tomorrow there, at a specific time. I don't know the time conversions with the time that I have. But I think most probably I will be streaming tomorrow on there. And thank you, Betshiba, for Betsy. I don't know why I said that name. I'm so sorry. Betsy, thank you so much. I believe I saw your name. But thank you so much for following. Yeah, I'll be streaming it tomorrow, I think, most probably. If not Tuesday, not on Wednesday, and probably not on Thursday. But Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all that stuff. And play all the Kingdom Come Deliverance. So come along, hang out. I just very chill stream just like this. Very chill, very relaxing. And yeah, you can see me punch some chickens. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for coming. Thank you so much, guys, for all the support and for watching the episodes, for the podcast, listening to the episode if you listen, and for supporting the channel. I really appreciate that. 8,000 subscribers, that is big deal for me. I never expected I can reach this far. And thank you so much for all the support. And we are close to 9,000 subscribers already. 500 subscribers, I think, close to 500 subscribers to getting 9,000. Insane. I don't know how far I can go. I don't know if it's gonna go any further from here onwards. But I'm really excited to share more. Again, if you guys didn't know, Christina Cole's episode is coming out next weekend on 4th of August. Christina Cole played Alice Wake in Alan Wake 2. She played Annabella in Final Fantasy 16. So, you can check it out on that weekend. That is on the 4th of August. That is next Sunday. Really excited to share that. The one, I think, for now, last Alan Wake 2 interview. For now, you never know what happens next. But the last Alan Wake 2 interview it happens next weekend. So again, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for the support. If you guys can help me share my podcast out there, that'd be great. I would love to see more people get to see in there. And yes, check out the recent episode that came out today with Lucy James. She worked at GameSpot, and she also worked in Giant Bomb a little bit, but she also is a host at Frames Per Second podcast, not Frames Per Second. Friends Per Second podcast. Really fun conversation. Had a great time talking to her, and one of my favorite conversations. So check it out if you have the time and if you want to. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time in the next episode or the next live stream, or whenever you guys see me next. I'll be there. Thank you so much, guys, for coming by, and I hope you have a great day, great time, great night, great whatever. And yeah, thanks for coming by. Thanks for really coming by and liking the stream and everything. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the support. Take care. Bye bye.